Hey, what's up, everybody? I can't unmute Joe. Someone else mute Joe?
Maybe.
I can unmute.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Oh, now you're
Joe's
muted.
muted
There
again.
you go.
All right. No, sorry. That was me.
All right.
in the wrong spot.
All right. Well, welcome everyone to our second ever live show. Good to see everyone. Hey, Christine, how you doing?
Hi, Steve.
So today marks 3 years. It's funny because I think with all the planning of this and just trying to make sure everyone was together and ready to go, we forgot to actually talk about that internally. So happy anniversary, guys.
Yeah,
3 years.
It's quite the feat. 3 years.
Not to do the thing, but it's like it really doesn't seem like 3 years at all. It's crazy.
Doesn't seem like any of us would do something that long.
So
True.
full strength for the first time in a while. Joe, welcome. Well, actually, for the listeners, you were on the last episode, which
Yeah.
to peel back, we recorded like 2 months ago, knowing that you were going to be on a little hiatus. So
Joe got a lot done in his hiatus.
You did.
That's true. Yeah. I drive now and I had a baby. So my life has been completely insane over the past 35-ish days.
yeah, kept trying to cover for you each week,
Well,
but
Yeah, I heard that I've been doing different jobs. I've been getting really good at martial arts at some point.
Congrats on your green belt, bud.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
congrats.
Orange
Oh, I
belt.
thought he didn't get his green belt.
he did. It wasn't green; it was less than that. But
I think it was yellow, orange. I think it was orange. Yeah.
Orange belt. Yes.
Nice.
I
you
think I
start on
know
the
the
bottom and
order
work
of the
your way up.
belts that I could say it's less than that.
Thank you. I'm very proud of that orange belt.
yeah.
Did you ever end up winning the free steak for a year?
Oh, my
No,
mom's
I
in the
did
room.
not.
Hello, Mom.
Hey,
Hi,
Tony.
Mom.
Hi,
Tony!
If you think Joe listened to every episode while he's been gone to know what we've
Oh,
been
God,
saying
yeah.
about him, you are sadly mistaken.
Again, I don't know if you just listened to what I said I was busy doing over the last 30 days. I've not been having a lot of podcast time available to me.
Could have. You never know.
We get some more people joining as
Really,
we go
Joe?
along. Good, so
In that
the
time,
numbers
how
are
many
getting a little
Steven
bigger.
Seagal movies did you watch?
To be fair, there were, I don't think any Steven Seagal actually, a few Burt Reynolds, but mainly that's like the 4 a.m. the baby is sleeping and I can do something, watch a movie on mute. It's not really a podcast conducive scenario.
And then again, just want to encourage everyone, feel free, spread the word, let people know that we're live. And yeah, just building up a little bit right now. I got more people coming in, which is good. It's tough to plan a time. We are very fortunate in that we have developed a nice like core group of like really loyal listeners, but
Yep.
you do not all live in the same area. So
Or
it is
time
very
zone
tough to
or
find a time.
country. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a few people in, well, more than a few, I think, in the UK who we've really kind of boned with this time. But,
It's so
there's no
tough.
way to make
Yeah.
that work unless we do an 8 a.m. live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically midnight, right? If you're in Europe right now, midnight or later.
Yeah.
Or earlier.
At 1
depending.
o'clock. Yeah.
But
Depending.
in fairness to that, this episode stays up. We understand that there's only so many people that could join live at any given time. So we have this available for you right now. But also, it will be on YouTube past this for, as long as we have a YouTube account. And then most likely we'll be posting the audio as well. So, we don't want people to miss out, but it's very tough to make a time that's going to work for, an abundance of people.
I mean, that is very true. But we are here, and all of us are here. And yes.
Good
I always
point.
wonder that stuff. I'm not a sports guy, but I always wonder, so football's on at noon Eastern time, right? On a Sunday? Or
No.
starts around then?
1 o'clock.
1
Well,
o'clock.
1 o'clock, right? So still pretty early, right? If you live in California or Washington State or whatever, are you up eating wings and drinking beer at 10 a.m.?
It's one of the
Yeah.
things I am most jealous about. I wish
Because,
that we
yeah,
had
when
a
they
long
play,
day.
they play a couple games in the UK now. So, we get those on the East Coast at 9 or 10 a.m. And it's actually really nice. Transistor Man, it's 8 a.m. in North Korea. There you go.
Oh, there we go. This is fun.
Our second largest fan
Back-
base, I believe, is in the North Korean region.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to understand when I look at the analytics. So I think first off, one of the things that we've been quiet about and finally got going that I think we should announce is after 3 years, we finally have some merchandise. So if you go to S1E1pod.com, there's finally a link there to our link tree. So you can go over there and we have a few shirts available for you right now. And then through those sites, you can also have other items made additionally. And as the days, weeks, months roll on, we'll add new items. But people have been asking for a long time. We didn't have, I don't know, a set plan as to how we wanted to go about doing it. We bit the bullet. We have a TeePublic account now, and you can go there. We have a link. Again, click on our link on S1E1pod.com. We'll take you right to our little mini store for now, and go grab yourself a shirt or a hoodie or a tank top, or I don't think they have mouse pads. They have mouse pads. I could use one.
I didn't see actually.
I didn't see
iPhone
that.
cases you can do.
Yeah, they have a whole litany of things. So go ahead and grab some of that stuff there.
The whole kit and caboodle. I'm getting a hoodie at least. It sucks too because it just like the day we dropped our merch internally, it was like the first warm day.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh, we finally got these hoodies that I want. But
It's not hoodie weather, yeah.
Summer nights you can still wear a hoodie. So
I'm getting a tank.
Yeah, tank top season. It's right here, so you can go get your tanks now.
I will say too, for anybody who wants anything specific or any ideas, let us know. I know there's characters, and I would love to see Casper Jackson. I'd love to see Horny Frank. I'd love to see Fergberg. We've got some things that have been recurring over the years. So
Yeah, if we were to
see, let us know.
If we were to listen back, I think we spitballed maybe 200 shirt ideas. But yeah, we wanted to get just a couple things up for now. So we basically have the logo, and we have a variant of the shirt that we all have internally that we made, a few years back for ourselves, just in color variations for you guys. And then, so go ahead, grab those. And more to come with that. But we finally have an option for you. And they're pretty good about being available in most countries. So whether you're in the UK or North Korea, we should be
they do
fine.
have a wide reach, yeah.
And I know you guys made fun of me on an episode previous because I like a good tote bag for going to the grocery store. They make very good tote bags.
Oh,
I think we made very recently. We
tote bag. Do you realize how much kombucha this can hold?
I don't drink kombucha, but you don't get bags at grocery stores anymore. You need a good bag.
You just got to pay 10 cents for them.
Yeah, watch out, like I
buy
said,
a
my
tote
mom's in here.
bag.
My mom hates every time I spend money on bags.
That's insane. And if you're walking with glass or something, if I have beer in a paper bag, I am terrified of it breaking. So having a good tote bag
Joe,
with
to
the
be
S1E1
clear,
logo on it, not bad.
We're not giving you shit for having a tote bag. We're giving you shit for customizing your tote bags.
It was
a la
winter.
Zoe
It was
Deschanel.
iron on letters. I needed a project.
I'm
I have
giving you
all sorts
shit
of
for
iron on
being
letter
quirky
shirts
and
I've
not
made. Most of
admitting
them
you're
are wrestling
quirky.
shirts.
Oh, we've had a significant jump in people since the last minute or so. So
I hope
welcome to
everybody's
everyone
done
who's joined us. So real quick, if you guys are just joining us now, want to just mention S1E1pod.com. We have merch now. Go check it out. But
Merch.
now that we have a nice uptick in the people that are inside the room, I think it's important to, in honor of our 3-year anniversary, we have some top-notch celebrities that wanted to send us a special message. So I think now would be a good time to go ahead and show you a little bit of that. Christine's telling us custom totes rule. So Joe, you have an ally.
Christine, I bet you're kind of quirky though, aren't you?
Christine's
Stop it with the quirky shit, man.
How do we want to do the order?
I guess user's choice. I mean, if are you playing them all, or are we playing?
Yeah, I have
own?
them all. I can play them.
All right. I don't know. You want to go down the line? Whatever
All
works
right,
for
I'm
you.
just gonna go in the order that I have them, which is Jay. You're first here.
All right. Some
Do
of
you need
you
to
may know
preface
who
this
is.
at all?
Yeah, you. I think a couple of you guys should recognize. Big celebrity. Also, listen carefully because he doesn't talk very loud.
All right, here we go.
Hey, the S1E1 podcast.
Shoe nice.
Well, basically, I'm just here to congratulate you for putting on your game face shirt and having your 3rd anniversary. Either way, this is a podcast about sitcom pilots. Either way, I love sitcom pilots. I'd like to congratulate you guys. And always remember, do what you have to do in life. Don't let the opinions or actions of somebody else control them.
You too, buddy.
Either way, my favorite sitcom since I was a kid. Either Three's Company or Facts of Life. Yeah.
Girls.
Girls.
Who is Shoe Nice?
You
He's
don't
the
know who
guy
Shoe
that used to
Nice is?
eat soap.
He
Yeah,
used to eat a lot of
he ate
things. Yeah.
everything.
He's
And
the
drink Everclear.
yeah,
I hate
he's
it.
famous for eating a stick of deodorant, drinking an entire bottle of Everclear at once.
Okay.
I
Well,
was legit nervous that Nick or Ferg
You
would
ate a
choose him
pumpkin?
when I was going through people.
I'm
When I
not gonna
saw-
lie, I almost did. Yeah.
When I saw Shoe Nice, I was
I'm-
like, ah, shit. I was
And
like,
if
what are
Fergs
my
is who I think it is, I almost got him too.
Yeah, I'm
So
worried
let's
that
go.
me and Nick picked the same one.
Who is next? That would be Ferg, actually. Let's do Ferg.
Hey, fellas, this
Yeah.
is Mark Christopher Lawrence, also known as Big Mike from the TV Chuck, Tone Deaf from the film Fear of a Black Hat. I want to just reach out to you and let you know that it's important that the five of you stick together. That inner circle, that tight circle of friends is really important.
Yeah, Mike.
You know, my circle is very small, and we are there for
In
each
our
other no matter
circle.
what. If somebody gets injured, we're there. If somebody needs something, we're there. Somebody, just needs a word of encouragement, we're there. And it's important that you all
You choked Mike up.
be there for each other. And
What the
this
hell?
work
is
that you're
that?
doing, it's not brain surgery, but it's
Who's
important
ever?
to be able to watch someone's creative work and green light or not. It's important. Sometimes as creators, we tend to think that what we did was the best it can be. And sometimes it takes an outside view. Now, you boys have got something going on that's important. So do that work. Get it done. Mark Christopher Lawrence here giving you the green light.
that was genuinely
Who's that?
sweet.
It was very sweet.
nice.
Yeah.
All I said to him was, "We were five friends from Boston. What the show was, and can you give us the green light?" And he just rolled with his own shit.
That
Yeah.
was well worth it.
So what's he from?
He's from
Chuck.
Chuck. He's the boss on Chuck.
Oh, okay. I never watched Chuck.
All right. On to the next one.
I'm touched that all these celebrities reached out to us.
I know.
Yeah, me
right?
too.
Mine's next, actually. I'm actually surprised none of you went this way with it so far, but this is where I landed.
What's up, Nicole? How's it
Gilbert?
going, brother man? How's it going?
Yeah.
Well, I have the distinct honor of doing you guys the old Gilbert WWF longest reigning light heavyweight champion. I have the honor of congratulating you guys on 3 years of the podcast. That's right, the S1E1 podcast. Oh my God, brother. You guys have been at it 3 years. That's Nickel, Jay, Joe. Is that Ferg, Nick, and Gordo? Gordo? Hey, Gordo, what's up, brother? Yeah. Nah, guys, man, that's awesome, man. That is so awesome. 3 years, that's hard to do. You know, hopefully you get 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 20. But, brother, from the Gilbert, I just want to say congratulations for 3 awesome years. So the S1E1 podcast, baby. Keep it going. From the Gilbert, I just got me one thing to say. Congratulations, brother.
God, I was so elated when that came through. I
That
was
made
amazing.
my
What a
whole
murderer's
life. Please
row
send me
we
that
have.
video.
That's amazing.
I'm shocked
That's
he said my
amazing.
name
How
right.
many
Whenever-
times? I wish there was a way to find out officially how many times Gordo's gonna watch that when he goes Gordo.
I'm gonna clip that. That's gonna be. I wish that Facebook did the you could do profile videos.
All right. Speaking of Gordo,
Oh well, yeah,
the
good
one
luck with
I've been
this one.
dreading,
It's gonna be weird.
we'd expect nothing less.
It's gonna be
Oh,
very weird.
I'm dreading Joe's because I have no clue what he's gonna pick.
We'll have
you
to talk
know
about
my
mine because it went a little rogue.
Hello, friends and co-workers. Jay, Joe, Ferg, Nick, the S1E1 crew. Ooh, I love you guys so much. I can't believe we've been together for 3 years as a team.
I hate this.
It's already too long. I'm watching it like a bad sitcom. I can see the time.
I love you guys so much. I just want to kiss you all over. Just stick my little fingies up your butthole. Okay. Also, you guys are the bestest, closest friends for 30 plus years to Gordo.
I'm getting legit like
It's
weird
super duper
chills.
Special. Congratulations on the amazing 3 years of working together. Once again, my boys. I also hear that you guys hate the use of skibbity toilet in Riz and other general modern Gen Alpha slang, you gosh darn goofballs.
We're all uncomfortable, Richard.
All of us are
All the
uncomfortable.
riz you guys bring to work. Don't forget to go to touch these nuts.
What the fuck? What's he called? The God of Cringe?
Yes.
To be fair, that guy's
he
bank account's
didn't
probably like way
actually
better
say-
than all of ours.
Don't forget
So he
touch
didn't
these
actually
nuts,
say
Scott.
his name.
Christine wants
So
to know
he
who
didn't
this person is.
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
So he was the God of Cringe, and I gave him.
No, you're the god of cringe for putting that up.
I told you it would be weird.
I'm not saying this to be funny for the sake of the show. There were 2 different times in that video where I got a legit cold chill and felt uncomfortable.
Was when he said he wanted to put his little fingers up all of our buttholes? That was pretty intriguing.
I didn't instruct him to do that. That was all him.
I don't
Oh,
believe that
okay.
for a second.
All right, yeah.
Typical cringe load, am I right?
Okay, well, this is perfect actually because the guy I got, who was the second person I had to.
Hey,
went
Snow,
a
what's
little
going
rogue.
on? We don't know what we stepped into either. So
Yeah, my guy went a little rogue and he just talks about Gordo, so it's just like the perfect way to cap it up.
All right, here we go.
I'm so mad that I watched that. I don't know how to get back from that. What's this?
Hello, Gordo. This is a message from the boys.
Is that Andy
You are
Milonakis?
a long-time friend of theirs. You are, and also it's your 2-year anniversary.
Hi, Cindy.
I have heard you 2 years anniversary. I also hear that you love lasagna, and you eat lasagna every Monday. I love lasagna too. Lasagna's lovely. I hear you eat lasagna every Monday because of the famous Garfield.
What do you think that room
Yes.
smells like?
But you never
Lasagna.
show proof.
Like an AEW
And you
show.
have to fight all the time. I mean, we fighting all the time.
Hi, Cindy.
You love to fight. I bet you do. I also hear called you're obsessed with your dog, who's called Doodle. I do apologise. Doodle.
Why is this just to Gordo?
Gordo's Dougal dog.
I love dogs.
I put
I
a
do.
bunch of
I'm a
stuff
cat
in,
and dog
this
lover.
is just where it went.
All the time.
Why did you get a dunk on Gordo
But
video?
I will say this. Yeah. It's your 2-year anniversary. Enjoy it with all your might, you know.
There's also excessively.
What's your goals? That's what you got to think about. What's your goals?
Who is this?
Oh, funny man.
Yeah,
David?
it might be funny,
You
man.
remember Funny Man
David. The gold of Doodle the dog is a good name. It is a good name. You carry on eating your lasagna every Monday. Because lasagna is the best meal to have every Monday.
Only you knew how little you had.
Yes, this is a message for Gordon. You enjoy yourself, mate. And it is from the boys.
Dave. I will.
Yeah.
Man,
So
this is one funny man.
He's
you
the funny
enjoy,
David.
guys, and I will see you in the future.
What?
Who
That
was
one went.
that?
Who was that?
It went so rogue. The first person I got is what I wanted so bad, which was a person who literally dresses up like Cartman and does terrible impersonations. And he canceled me, refunded my $2, and then took himself off of cameo within the day.
It should be. Thank
So
you. It
what?
is.
What? Okay, so that didn't work out, and then you found this person. How?
He
I found
did
this
sort
person-
by price.
And
No, I was just going through different categories that weren't celebrities, like different influencers, whatever, and I couldn't understand most of what he said in his videos. So I thought that would be the humor of it, but it just got so weird.
That's cool. I spent $20. You know, that was the limit. You want to spend $2.
15.
Hey, technically, I spent $9 on Funny Man David. Okay, it was $2 for
Ricky
Cartman.
says, I can't tell if he has mostly baby teeth or one tooth on steroids.
I think maybe somewhere in the. Hey Nicole, how you doing? Actually, I will say real quick, I actually do have. I have one additional one that, because we all kind of waited a little last minute. I hedged my bets because I was worried they wouldn't come in on time. And this one's actually not that funny. This one was meant to be more of a serious one. So I got one more for you. I'm going to play it right now.
It's CVV, Chris Van Fleet, and on behalf of myself and Jason, we want to wish you guys at S1E1 podcast a huge, happy 3-year anniversary. That's amazing. And I love the idea of this because you can look back at the pilot episode of so many shows and you sometimes see that magic was there. Or you see like the beginnings of like some great character work there. So I love what you guys are doing, diving into the pilots of these sitcoms. And I think that my favorite sitcom is a toss-up. It's 2 absolute classics from the 90s. I think you know where I'm going with this. Thursday night on NBC, Friends and Seinfeld. I don't know, like I think depending on the day or the week, I could go, that's 1-2 for me. So it's either Seinfeld or Friends for me, and they're both so incredibly rewatchable. So those are my picks. I hope that you guys, as the experts, are okay with those picks. Congrats again, S1E1, on that 3-year anniversary from me and Jason.
So
Yay.
Chris Van Fleet is someone who I actually respect in the podcast community. And he was the one I sent you guys a while back. He had that sound bite that was just about like, you know, how many people drop off after only a few episodes. And it's like, I find him pretty inspiring.
Oh, right. Yeah. I remember
So I
that.
thought he would be a good one to use, but I'm like, that doesn't really work with the overall theme of what we're doing either. But I did like getting a note from him, and he did a really great job. So I was surprised he was in the
that
in
was
the
cool.
budget.
Yeah, that was very nice and very positive. That was that's what you want in those. It wasn't Gilbert, but it was very nice and very positive.
I think that honestly, I would have just played that for you guys privately. I really needed a palate cleanser after those last couple. I felt so uncomfortable.
You know what? That's our fault for putting them 2 back to back. We should have known better.
Yeah, no, you should have not done that.
Yeah, that we'd go weird and rogue. I mean, it made sense, right?
Yeah, Jay said don't take it too seriously, and you guys really did. So good job.
It was, oh my God.
I wanted to say too, because what I really wanted to do was get one. I didn't want to go way over budget, but I really wanted. There's a lot of great Michael Jackson
I gotta
impersonators
know.
on there.
What did the second guy cost?
9.
Okay.
Who is he?
I think
Why
I
does he
tipped him
cost
$1 too, so I
$9?
think he made $10. I will say, oddly enough, he delivered that video in about 3 minutes to put it through.
I'll be honest,
I went
when
and got a cup
Yeah,
of coffee or something, and it came right back up.
Seems
I
like a
got
busy
nervous.
guy.
So when we started doing, I was like, oh shit, I got to do it. We got like a week to go. And I really wanted Shoe Nights, but I was like, I don't know if I can trust him.
that was exactly my thought. I literally almost did Shoe Nights, and
This
I was
man
like,
needs
"There's
deodorant
no
on
way
the
he's
internet.
gonna deliver."
So that's when I got the other one as well. And then like legit both of them, like within like a half hour, bing, bing, got them both. I'm like, well, whatever. The 2 of them combined, I think was like a couple dollars over the budget. So it really was like fine to get both of them.
They were boosting the economy, right? Good job, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see so many people in here now. I was, I'll tell you, those first few minutes, I was like, oh, what's going on? Maybe we should have built the room earlier. But things looking on the up and up now.
It's like wrestling.
Welcome.
It's a walk-up business, right? You come up as it goes.
I can't believe none of you went wrestler. I thought I was gonna be in a sea of.
Well,
all,
Gilbert's
like-
a wrestler.
Well, Nick, we're not all about wrestling like you. all the
Yeah,
time.
I know, Nick.
There's also
I
the
will
fear again, like I don't want to pick things that I would fear other people were gonna pick
That was my thing too. Yeah,
I
I was
was
going through
worried.
wrestlers, and
Yeah.
everyone I thought would be good, I was like, Jay may have picked this person. Jay may have picked this person.
When I
so
saw
just
like
didn't.
the low, like, you know, the lower tier financial wise ones, when I saw how cheap Tito Santana was, I was like, this is amazing, but Joe might
How?
do it.
I
Until
wanted
Joe
to
said
get
I
James
spent
Ellsworth and
$2.
just have him talk about the Offspring, but I was afraid that he would talk about something way darker in his life, and I didn't want to risk that.
Oh, I'm glad you're back to bring down the room, Joe. You know,
Exactly.
we missed you.
Glad
really
you
missed
paid
you guys over this
$9
last
for a
month.
roast video of me.
That's the
Gordo,
thing
I
I
pay
think was
much
the
more
most
than that. It
interesting
just so
about it.
happened that that's what Funny Man David costs these days.
That whole thing, that whole thing
Just
was
a
just about
roast.
Gordo.
Also, he said, I wrote 3 or not 2. Everything about it was pretty much.
Seinfeld, Frasier, your top 2. Frasier, by the way, if anyone has it, we covered Frasier, obviously. Go back and listen if you haven't already. The new Frasier, I think we don't really know if we can. It's like one of those weird, can we cover it? Like, where does
I
that
say
fit into
we
what we
can.
do?
I don't, but I would. I'm saying like
would.
by
I
what
love
we
it.
It's
I
a
really-
say. I don't
season
think we
1,
can.
episode 1. We can
S1E1.
Yeah. The this newer Frasier, one of the better reboots of a show, I think, probably to date.
I love Cheers. I've watched Cheers all the way through a million times in my life. I had never seen Frasier. So over the winter, we watched all of Frasier. Then we watched all of the new Frasier. And then we started rewatching Cheers just from when Frasier comes in to sort of get like the full Frasier effect. We're almost at the end of Cheers again now. And I will say Frasier from Cheers and Frasier on Frasier, 2 very different characters. They really changed that up a lot. But the Frasier from the new Frasier is much closer to the Frasier from Cheers.
Interesting.
I think it's I think they're already good for season 2, aren't they?
I hope they do. I mean, Night Court just came back. They're doing a lot of second seasons of stuff that were
How did Night Court
And-
get another season? That show
because
sucks.
John Larroquette is a gem.
John Larroquette rules.
And
but
then for those of you in the chat, by the way, who haven't signed off, we got a bunch of you in here, but not too many that have actually been as active in the chat. Chat's moving, but same handful of you. Feel free, let us know, you know, what your favorite sitcoms are or shows you want us to cover that we haven't done yet.
do you think so? Doesn't
Oh.
Frasier take place in Boston now?
The new
Yes.
one does.
The
He
new
went
one
back
does.
to Boston.
Do you think that would ever weave a way back to a Cheers reboot?
No.
No, because they haven't really even incorporated any Cheers characters.
There's a few. I mean, Lilith comes back.
Not a
and
lot.
There's a couple.
But what I'm saying is they're going into a second season now, right? You said.
Speaking of Cheers, our one guest we've ever had, Dave, how's it going?
Yeah.
What's up?
Well,
Dave?
that might
Oh, yeah.
not be Dave.
I'm
but-
gonna assume it is, but it might
yes,
not.
it's probably.
But,
Dave.
Yeah, that might
IAP
actually be a
radio.
pickle.
Yeah, check out
Yeah.
IAP in a pickle
Hello,
radio. Talking sports.
IAPradio.com.
But yeah, the one time we ever had a guest, we've actually, just so you guys know, we're trying to get other guests. It's just our schedule has been so wacky lately that it's near impossible for us to meet up, and so getting other people involved has been really tricky. But
No,
we
I have
would like to
never
do some
heard-
crossing.
I've never heard about the Spanish version of Cheers, Dave. Please enlighten us.
Is it called Ole?
Arriba?
I don't know.
Oh, that's the Spanish version of Reba.
But no, but what I'm saying is if they're going into a second season, it's doing well. It's based in Boston, so you've already got your roots there to get the Frasier Cheers crossover. Why can't they do it?
And
And
they
I
would have
just
done
need
that-
back-
I
Mr.
need
Mayor
Ted
is done
Danson.
and Curb is done, so Ted Danson's around.
Isn't Ted Danson in a new show?
He was in Mr. Mayor for a couple seasons, but that is canceled.
That might be what I'm thinking of.
I don't think you could really properly do a Cheers today with the same cast. Like they really had lightning in a bottle, and I don't know if that style of show would really resonate the same way now. So I think it's just
Dave
better to
said the
just kind of
Spanish
have.
Cheers went one season, and I think he means it didn't finish.
No, it never ended. It's still going on today.
It's the longest season of a sitcom.
It's just
It
one.
goes
Yeah, it's one
on
continuous
One
season.
continuous season.
I feel like that's a bummer. I'd love to cover some of these like spin-off shows where they do, you know, other shows in different languages, but I feel like even if you watch a dubbed version, like if you watch, you know, the Russian Everybody Loves Raymond, it's not going to be the same, you know.
Yeah.
Mm. I think they closed that, Richard.
Ricky says, I hope they use Faneuil Hall Bar for a reboot. That way people won't be so disappointed visiting it and finding out that it's not at all related to the OG one. I agree. I actually have intentionally not gone to the Beacon Hill one where the Cheers is supposed to take place because I do not want the allure ruined because I know
it's a bummer.
Yeah, and I'm just never gonna go. It's gonna live as the sitcom set.
It's
Here's the
basically
thing,
like
though.
it's a $30 burger next to a cardboard cutout of Rhea Perlman. That's like all there is.
The first time, yeah, the
AKA
first time I went
Kevin.
to, when I went to the actual bar that it was inspired after, I was like, all right, this is nothing like it, but that happens. The one in Faneuil Hall, I felt there was no excuse because that also looked nothing like it. And I thought, you have a blank, like
canvas. Yeah, you
canvas to
could
work
have.
with here. Why doesn't this look like the bar from Cheers?
I didn't know the one
Because
in
it
Faneuil
still
Hall
has to be
closed
a
though.
functioning restaurant. That's why.
I
It's
forget
so
if we
is
talked
Cheers.
about this
What's
on the
wrong?
episode.
Why couldn't the one that looks like Cheers? Okay, that like the Cheers set was a massive bar and restaurant. Like,
Yeah.
it could very well work.
But you very rarely go to the restaurant.
Well, no, I mean like there could have been room for restaurant, not upstairs. I mean like the bar itself had like 25 tables at it.
Oh yeah,
Faneuil
the whole
Hall
back
one.
room
I
where the
don't
pool
think I
table
went
is and everything.
to. I don't think I went to the Faneuil Hall one like once I hit drinking age. So I only went there like as a restaurant for the
I
novelty.
think
a
I
couple times.
walked through it once. I don't think I've ever actually ate it.
I didn't eat, but I
Yeah,
got
yeah,
drinks
beer
there
once.
once. And I think we talked about this, but there used to be like a little like alcove downstairs thing that was like a gift shop that was all just Cheers stuff. And we went in there and it was like a 17-year-old girl working there. And there was just a TV going and they were selling all the DVD boxes of Cheers. And all they played on the TV all day was Cheers. And I was completely serious. I was like, whoa, your whole job is just getting to watch Cheers all day? That fucking rules. And the look she gave me, of how depressed she was that she had to watch Cheers all day. It was like when John
That's not bad. I
Travolta
could do it.
is in The Simpsons.
Dave, you bite your fucking tongue. You wish that evil on Norm, whose
What
real
evil?
name is escaping me. I can't
For those listening,
George
yeah,
Wendt.
it's saying that they should do the reboot before someone else from the show dies. Obviously, Kirstie
He
Alley
makes a
died
good
recently.
point though, right? Because that show is 30 plus years old.
Well,
Yeah,
and
but
they're
just
all
not do it.
still alive.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's not a group of people like we got to get this Cheers reboot out. I don't think it's in talks.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's a
all right.
rush.
Who did that for Frasier?
I don't want it.
I didn't want Frasier.
I think
That's what I'm
that
saying.
show's
There
great.
there wasn't a
I,
group.
I liked the Frasier. I
Yeah,
don't think
Frasier's
Woody
great.
would come back though. Some of those people are just too big to come back.
Ted
What
Danson.
is
I don't
Woody
think will.
Harrelson doing right now?
Working constantly
Zombieland.
and stuff all the time.
Yeah, he's kind of steadily working. But yeah,
Yeah.
also, just because they're all alive doesn't mean they all want to do it. That's another big piece of
I
the
saw
puzzle.
John Ratzenberger. In
Yeah,
something
let's go back to
recently.
television. Like,
John Ratzenberger was like hosting TV shows for a bit, like on like hosting like documentary type shows, right? Like, and here's a history of bars, like that sort of stuff.
yeah,
Like,
Isn't he
and
doing like a
also-
motorcycle, like I get to drive motorcycles and like eat at like burger bars.
maybe,
thinking
but
of
that sounds
Guy
like a
Fieri.
great job though. Why would you go back to doing Cheers if that was your job? I certainly wouldn't.
Toy Story 5. He's busy.
Dave says Woody's smoking weed behind Sully's right now. Are you
He's
working
wearing
right now,
pants
Dave?
somewhere.
That's very unprofessional of you.
I
but
think
thanks for sharing it.
we've maybe have hit our limit on how much Cheers talk we can have on this episode. It's already been a giant chunk. I want to do a little bit of some giveaway stuff.
Yeah.
So if people are down for that, it's funny. One of the trivia questions I wanted to ask was severely spoiled by the cameos. So it was
Who's
a Gordo-related
cameo?
question. So I don't know. All right. So we'll do it. I guess we'll go by the chat. If so for those of you watching, again, that keep in mind you can be active in the chat via YouTube or Facebook. I don't know if there's a way to do it if you're watching us on X. We are live on X as well, testing that out.
X
But-
is strange. I think maybe you can only watch. I'm not
Probably
sure if
not.
adding comments would actually be visible to us, but
But
I'm not
it's,
sure how it works.
for those of you in here, I'll ask a quick question, and then anyone who wins anything, just make sure you DM us on the side, and then we'll get your address, and we'll make sure we get something out to you in a timely fashion. But give us some time because life gets in the way. But we will we will honor everyone who wins anything today. But all right, so question 1 for those of you who remember the show and listen to us. Gordo famously pretends that he has seen a specific movie, but has obviously never seen it.
I have
Can
seen it.
any of you in the chat, first one to tell us, will get a prize pack from us.
Well, I don't know what it could be because I've seen it.
Oh, that's true, buddy.
Christine, big winner, Top
there
Gun.
you go.
There it is.
What did she win?
We actually, established we weren't going to specifically say what people win, and I don't know how you don't remember that already.
Oh, I don't. Okay,
because
cool.
we have to see. Yeah.
But I will say to everybody listening, we did go out and get a bunch of stuff, so we do have stuff to give away. It's not just
Oh, we had and a few people came in just a little late. Look
Yeah.
at all. So wondering where all you people were. Come on.
Gordo, did you watch the
Wait.
new Top Gun?
I haven't even watched the new Top
I haven't
Gun.
seen the new
I
one
did
yet.
not.
I did.
Christine,
It's just-
just remember
It's
to
just
hit us
Star
up.
Wars.
Christine,
Oh,
just
well, then
send
I'm
us a
sure I'm not
DM
gonna take it
on
very
on
much.
whatever you want, and just make sure we have your address. We'll make sure we get something out to you.
Yeah, DM Joe specifically, please.
I've got stuff here to send.
I've got
Legitimately,
stuff to send.
Yeah, Ferg, it's not about DMing a specific person and then they have to mail it. That's not how that
Yeah,
works.
choose your
I didn't
poison.
think it's funny.
We all live a gift. Choose your poison.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
Christine, that is silly.
that's crazy. Yeah.
Christine saw the new Top Gun before she saw the original one.
So
Not
you
that you
saw the new
need to
one?
see.
And you're like, what's this all about?
What's this about?
Is Val Kilmer's character mentioned in the new one?
He's in the movie.
Who?
He's actually in it. I thought he wasn't
Yeah.
acting because of the.
He's in
sickness.
charge now. He doesn't talk much because his throat. But
Yeah.
You can't. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
he's
sad.
in there. He has a full scene.
It's good that they got him in the movie, like for real.
Yeah.
Gordo
it's,
gets the DVD of Blossom first, and then you get to get it after he finishes.
Is that available on DVD?
I don't.
No,
think
we looked.
so.
Remember, we looked on the episode, and it was not available, or it was out of print, and it was really expensive, and the joke didn't work because we were going to spend $80 to send Gordo a DVD of Blossom he was never going to watch.
We did Blossom.
We did.
Yeah, we just talked
Yeah.
about Blossom a lot.
We did Blossom.
We
did
did do
Blossom,
Blossom.
remember?
Yeah.
It
Oh
was
yeah,
like-
because
You don't remember she had the Junkie's brother, and it was a really
Yeah.
dark episode. We're like, why
Yeah.
is this
Oh,
in a
yes,
pilot?
yes. Okay, I do remember now.
then I found a
Some-
Joey
yeah.
Lawrence record too, and sent that to Jay.
Something that we've mentioned as time goes by, and to talk about the fact that we are now 3 years deep, 3 years to the day. That's why we're doing it today. 3 years to the day is when we put out our first episode, Friends. So for those of you who've been with us the whole time, thank you so much. For those of you who guys are newer and then going back and listening to episodes, also thank you. We have gotten to a point, I think, if we had to sit down and like write every episode we've done, I think I'd be pretty good at it. I'm pretty good about knowing what we have and haven't done. I'm always amazed when you guys don't know that we've covered shows.
Oh,
or
I
thought
know we covered
and
shows. I just tend
Me
to
too.
add extras that we never covered.
didn't. Dave, I agree. I also had a thing for 6, especially when the show was like new. I had a crush on 6.
Do you know why it was afraid of 7?
I wish we should have checked it. I think he ended up doing some
Oh,
other
we
stuff. Though. He was
should've.
an actor who did a lot of stuff.
I'm
But
not
we all,
sure
we all
anybody
probably
will
should have gotten
recognize.
Blossom-related cameos. And then
We
Sweet
just
Bucket.
Next
Googled
time.
Junkie brother from Blossom. Like,
There's only so many people on the show, and a couple of them would be expensive.
Do you think we could do a Blossom reboot? Can we get that going?
I wish we could have got.
Dave wants our
Pat-
top
Pat
5
Duffy.
TGIF babes.
Babes?
I'd have to see them all to
Topanga.
rank them.
It's Topanga. Done.
Okay,
We're done. Topanga.
I mean, I think
Someone
you can
else.
do more than
Topanga's great,
Topanga.
Jay, but she's not the epitome here.
She is for me. Ryan, what's going on? Ryan, someone that we grew up with, went to school with, and he's been a great
Hi, Ryan.
supporter of us
What's up, Ryan?
for
How are you,
a
man?
while now. So thank you. And was part of our Fanuary. So I
He
should
was,
remind anyone who's in here that wasn't aware of what we did for Fanuary, but when Spotify Wrap comes out, and I think Apple has like a fake version that comes out around the same time, and it gives you all your analytics for your top listened to podcasts. If we were in your top 5 and the first 5 that posted it, we did Fanuary, and we let you guys pick the episodes, and we got some good ones out of that. So to anyone this year, when that's when that time of the year rolls around, be sure to post it and tag us, and you might be part of Fanuary Part 2.
Electric.
Also, my choice is Mama Sinclair from Dinosaurs.
R.I.P.
That is a good one.
That is a good one.
R.I.P. She passed a
I'm
couple.
going
years
through
ago.
all the TGIF
past
shows right
decades
now.
ago.
It's Aunt Becky, though. Aunt Becky's the winner.
Oh, good call.
Ooh.
Good call.
I'm putting all in on Aunt Becky.
Yeah, I got Aunt Becky over Topanga.
I'm
Who
trying
was
to
your number
think.
1, Dave? Just while we're browsing this.
Aunt Rachel
Also-
from Family Matters.
The
Also,
the,
Who Wants
the
to Be a
grandmother from
Millionaire
Family Matters.
was once on TGIF apparently.
Estelle.
The girls from Step by Step, yeah.
Oh, I loved Al.
Yeah, the older was she the middle one or the oldest one? I forget.
The youngest one. She was Frank's only daughter.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
She's
yeah.
the one from My Two Dads.
No.
Oh yeah.
You're thinking of Dana? That's
Dana,
the blonde.
yeah,
She
yeah.
was in My Two Dads.
No, Dana was the brunette.
No, Al is.
Oh no,
My
you're
Two
right.
Dads.
You're right. Yeah, yeah.
Frank's son, the blonde daughter.
No. Frank didn't have a blonde daughter.
No, he didn't.
Al,
Sabrina.
who was a tomboy,
He might have a
was
blonde daughter somewhere. He was very horny.
It's Al,
was
though.
very
It's
horny.
Frank's daughter, who is the girl from
The
My
mom
Two
from
Dads.
Aliens.
Joe, I'm not
Aliens
doing
in
this
the
with you.
Family.
Just go on IMDb.
I agree.
Stacy Keenan.
Who was that?
I also almost spent
Oh, Stacey
$75
Keenan himself.
on a Patrick Duffy cameo, but I wouldn't have wanted it unless he could have signed off.
He's just
as Horny
shirtless,
Frank,
rubbing himself.
and I
Stacey
don't think he
Keenan, My
would
Two
have
Dads,
used
Step by
Horny
Step.
Frank.
Yeah. She's famous. That's not like a weird thing to know, I guess.
That's also the first Paul Reiser vehicle.
We're all gonna
Who's that?
ignore Suzanne Summers.
I could do this all
alright,
day.
I give Suzanne Summers. Okay.
Ryan would also like to request Family Matters, even though he already got his January pick. Family
Well,
Matters.
There's going to be another January.
Yeah.
So,
For us to do
you gotta
Family
win.
Matters, it's gonna have to be January because we all assume the other's gonna pick it, so we will not pick that show.
There's certain
That's
shows
why
that
it
just
never
we
happens,
haven't
yeah.
done yet, assuming someone else will pick it. Like fun fact, if you go way back, we did Everybody Loves Raymond because Joe had picked King of Queens. We're like, oh, you have to do Everybody Loves Raymond first. And now it's been like over 2 years since we did that, and we still haven't done King of Queens.
And I love King of Queens. King of Queens is a great
So pick it
rewatch.
and stop subjecting us to some of the garbage you pick instead.
I'll be honest too. The thing about Family Matters I've been concerned about is Family Matters is
Urkel?
a huge show, but yeah, no Urkel in the pilot. And it's one of those things where I feel like we're going to disappoint people when they go to listen to the episode and the thing that you want to hear us talk about is not present.
It's not like it's
Well, you would get
anti-talk
Reginald
about
Johnson, though.
Urkel.
That's plenty to talk about.
It's
I'll talk
Urkel
about Carl
less.
Winslow all day.
Any of you
Really?
guys
You get Die Hard,
have
you get Ghostbusters.
any of you guys have a fun trivia we can throw out at people?
You think I did my homework?
Just about us, something that might have been dispensed on the episodes at one point in time.
All right, true or false? Kodo has lasagna every Monday.
No, we can't do that. Wait, hold on. Hold on.
True.
All right, I got one.
All right.
So as we mentioned, while Joe is out on his hiatus, which for the record, just so you guys know, don't get too excited. We have a bunch of episodes coming up that still don't have Joe in them. So take it
I'll
all
be
in while
full
you
time
can.
back on the podcast in May.
Ooh, now that's a hot lead.
He's going to start
Ooh.
recording with us in May. So that means fans may have to wait a couple months to hear him again.
All right, Debbie Downer.
That being said, in the weeks that Joe's been out, can any of you name any of the reasons I gave as to why Joe couldn't make it? First one
Any
to
of
list
them?
any of them.
Any of them?
Any of them.
Okay.
Not the one we already mentioned.
Well, if it is, it is. That means they're paying
Or not the
attention
real
to the
one.
beginning of the episode.
Create life in defiance of God's will, which is what I've really been doing.
Yeah.
Don't
So if anyone
stop.
could list any of the reasons that Joe is out in the chat, we will we'll hit you up with something. Fell into a sinkhole. Ryan won something.
Yeah, there you go, Ryan.
Ryan won a Family Matters episode.
Oh, there's another one. Joe, we announced that you had got confirmed
Yep. That was one.
Confirmed.
Were you saying the
That's-
answers?
in the chat.
On the side,
Ferg,
it says comments.
Oh, I was in the private chat section.
Ferg's like,
Ferg,
what are all
no
these?
one's talking.
No, I was
Ferg,
seeing them
right
on the
there with you. I didn't see
screen.
any of that either.
I don't know what this is relation to, Ricky. What was this?
We never said Joe had diarrhea, although I
Ooh,
think,
so close.
but there was a time where Nick also missed in the same episode, and I said he had stomach problems. Karate Belt was another one.
Belt was one of them.
Um,
Yeah, that was my
But,
favorite one.
Ryan takes the lead with that
Job,
one.
Danny Mamone.
Ryan,
Did you
make
say I
sure
became Mormon
Ryan,
in
make sure you
episode?
get us your address. We'll make sure to send
No.
something to you.
No, you got confirmed.
Right, but somebody else said I became Mormon. I didn't know if that was one you said as well.
I don't think that
No.
one was.
No, that
I
one
think that's a
wasn't it.
fake answer. But
Don't forget we have ones that aren't out yet.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
say
that's
I
true,
have
yeah.
a couple too that I don't know if I can say.
and then any
Could be
questions
from the
for us, by
future.
the way? We'll sprinkle some more trivia and giveaways as we go along. But if anyone has any questions for us, make sure you hit us up and we'll answer whatever you want.
And if you, for some reason, don't win a prize from us, you can always get our merch on our merch page.
Yeah.
That's
Again,
true.
S1E1pod.com. We have a link there and you can get some merch now, which we did not have available before. So now that is. It's there if you want it.
There.
We'd appreciate it. And if you buy any merch from us, be sure send us a picture, tag us. We'd love to see that you guys are enjoying it. And
This is
thank
a
you to
good
anyone who helped
question.
support us. Because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but in nearly 160 episodes in 3 years, you haven't really heard any ads. So this is all done out of pocket. So anything
By
we really do
choice.
appreciate.
We
It
could
has
have
been
had
by
ads.
choice. We have denied a sponsor. And then
We
there's a
have.
couple that we've been openly longing for, and it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, so the
They
reason you
did
guys are here
have an
about
Omaha
mushroom
steaks.
tea is because we said no thank you to them.
Favorite show that we only watch because of the podcast? Christine asks.
I have to
Oh, like
pull
that's
up
a
the
good
list,
one.
show we
to be
like.
honest.
That's a toughie.
Yeah, I mean, I
Ooh.
feel like I had one recently. Actually, I'm just going through our Instagram.
There was a
At
couple.
S1E1 Pod, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look back at some of the shows we covered just to remember now. Hold on one second. There were
Yeah,
some really good ones that. Let me
I'll give
see.
you one. All right. Bob Hart Abishola, because it changed our minds and grew our hearts.
It did grow our hearts.
I mean, it did.
Oh, Undeclared recently we did.
Yeah, Undeclared was good.
Yeah.
You know what? One of the easiest ones for me, Shorzy, because I'm not
Okay.
like a big Letterkenny guy. And then when we did Shorzy, I fell in love with that show immediately.
Jay might be the only person who's watched Shorzy and not Letterkenny.
Well, I think Shorzy is better than Letterkenny.
They're
if I'm
very
being
different
honest.
shows.
I love them
Even
both,
though
but they're
Shorzy,
different.
though.
Danger
Yeah,
5
Danger
was a fun
5
watch.
was really good too.
Danger 5 is a good one, yeah.
Danger 5 was one of those ones where I was like, what just happened? What did we watch?
Oh, Shorzy is how she found us.
Oh,
Oh,
I
awesome.
always wonder with a lot of people, like, how do you find us? And then like, which episode did you find us? But then like, more importantly, how did you find us? Was it just a search? Did you see us on a social media?
Ugh.
Caveman's a phenomenal show. And I'll have you know, Ryan, if you remember, Joe did greenlight that.
I
so.
greenlit Caveman. Caveman was I was not stoked about it, but Caveman was pretty good, actually.
Ryan, that's the only time I've ever been embarrassed to be part of this podcast. When these
Caveman
idiots
was
cast
literally
that
just
stupid
the
show.
league, but the league was about Caveman.
It was not
and I
the
couldn't
league. The
help
league
it.
is good.
It was the league, but Caveman.
Common denominator, Nick Kroll.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, I'm
We've
trying
done
to
so
think
many
of
shows,
what
it's
my...
so hard to think of other ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you watched The Good Place after we
Yeah,
covered
Good
it. That's
Place.
cool. We've had a couple people tell us that, and that's always like super cool when we hear stuff like we inspired people to like check out a show, and it's always tricky with us because when we're doing some of these shows, internally when we're making picks, we have to be kind of careful about how we place things sometimes because we can't do just all the popular shows at once. We also can't do all the weird shows all at once because, you need a balance. Because some people, and we see it in our numbers, the more popular shows get better downloads than the least popular shows. And, we understand that that's going to happen. Some people just don't want to listen to something that they're not familiar with the content. And then some of the shows that we pick are hard to find. So when people listen to, there's a good amount of you now who kind of listen every week, regardless of what we're covering. And believe me when I say it's super duper appreciated. And but yeah, no, that's always like one of those weird, people get into shows because of us, but then, do people want to listen to shows that they don't know about? So that's always like, the tangled web that we weave.
Yeah.
Oh, mine was Father Ted, even though I picked Father Ted.
Oh, so Ryan listened to us because we covered Caveman. Caveman had a big build-up. That's why it was our first anniversary show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of surprised with Nick Kroll getting so big over the past few years that like some streamer hasn't just been like, just put Caveman up. Who owns it? Like ABC or something.
ABC, yeah. And you know what's
it's
actually
not
funny?
good.
Yeah, but the thing about but again, they already have it,
But
and
they own it. It's free content. That's
and
the
like
issue.
Flo, the progressive lady, is in the like the episodes that didn't end up airing. That was like only in Australia.
Well,
And,
that's
like, she
probably
became-
part of it. They'd have to end up paying out residuals on
Those
all these
streamers, it's
before
all a
them.
little dicey how much these people get paid, anyways.
Yeah, I don't think those contracts. Any show before streaming, they can usually bone you pretty good on the streaming rights because it wasn't in the contract.
Thank you,
you go.
Danny.
Don't say that.
I
Danny, come on,
appreciate
bud.
you, Danny.
Listen for Gordo's jokes.
Nobody does that.
Bob Hart
Shows that we
Abishola.
Thought
Yeah,
we
I
wouldn't
didn't
like.
think I would like Bob Hart Abishola actually.
Yeah, I mean that's our
100%.
newest episode. For people that haven't listened to it yet, sorry to spoil, but we gave that a 5 out of 5. So that was unexpected. I'm trying to think of a show that I went in with kind of a negative attitude that I ended up liking.
There was
That-
one recently we did
That-
that I really liked.
Yeah, but I think that's like the obvious pick because we just did it and we all kind of universally feel that way. So I'm trying to just think of any other show that that we may have covered recently that or not even recently, but just in general that I went in not wanting to cover it and I liked it more than I thought.
Oh, 80s month.
You know, I'll say I don't want to say it was like a huge one, but like Blackadder is not typically a show that's like my general sense of humor, but I did give that one the green light and I didn't think I would going into it. I'm just going through a few. What We Do in the Shadows, I was pleasantly surprised by.
That's a funny show.
Know which one I will say? Ghosts. I didn't think I was going to like that at all. I ended up buying all the seasons because I wasn't streaming in the US.
You know which one I want to, it's not even about, not me, because I already knew I liked the show, but one show that I hope I surprised you guys with was when we did Superior Donuts. That was like a show I felt like I was the only person on earth who knew that show existed.
That's
Yeah,
now
I was-
streaming, by the way. You can watch all of that on Peacock.
Yeah.
I was bummed
happy
that
to see
it just like died. Like I've
That
talked
show's
about
so
this.
good.
Yeah, I've talked about this before, but like even when it's a show you like, when you find out that it doesn't last long, it kind of like
Yeah. But
Yeah, you
makes
don't wanna
wanna
watch
not
it.
really get into it. Like you don't want to like fall in love with these characters in this show, and then it's just dead, right?
It
Like,
is. It's tough sometimes
Yeah,
when you find
yeah.
that stuff out.
especially if like, because you taking that chance that it's going to end on a cliffhanger and you get emotionally.
Yeah. My Name
Like-
is Earl,
like-
which is a
yeah.
show that I loved. And
That
then
is
it ends
exactly
on
what
a
I was
cliffhanger.
going to bring up.
Justin asked, who picked Country Comfort?
Who do you
The
think?
guy in the corner right there.
Yeah, who do you think?
Well, not only was it Joe, but we've said this before. It's the reason we're a podcast.
yeah,
Yep.
that show is so bad it sparked an idea in Joe that we all agreed with.
On to this.
It was really it was the kind of a perfect storm timeline wise because we're not Manolo, I do love you. Hello. Congrats on your newest baby. We talk about doing things a lot and then the follow through is not always superior. And but in this case Joe thought, no, what would be a cool idea for a podcast? This isn't, I don't think, exactly what he meant when he said it, because I think it was more kind of dissecting like really weird shows. But we ran with it, and now we have this. And now 3 years later, we have a podcast, and I have a reason to talk to my oldest friends daily. And now all of you listen, and we have a bunch of you in here right now, so that's super cool.
And because of that, some executive at Netflix is like, people keep seeming to watch the first episode of Country Comfort. I don't know what it is, but we need to bring that back.
Yeah, let's see what
Imagine
Joey
if we were
McIntyre's son's
complaining.
up to.
If we
Country
got that
Comfort 2,
show brought
Mama's
back-
Guitar. Revenge of Mama's Guitar.
It's just the honky tonk, man.
I feel like this is a question really just for Nick.
Are you guys more confused or excited for a Hot Wheels movie? And if you're excited, are you also confused why you're excited for it? Or am I alone?
Well, no,
You're
I'm
alone.
not confused.
Slightly off topic, but Barbie movie did super great financially, so I'm not surprised that a Hot Wheels movie is going to happen now.
I knew a Hot Wheels movie was happening.
We're
I
also
don't
doing
think I've
G.I.
seen
Joe.
anything about it though.
Hot Wheels, weird. They're just cars, but that could be cool, I guess.
Well,
did
let me
like
tell
the
you a
Hot
little
Wheels
something
show,
about
though,
a
that
movie
Peacock
called
did.
Cars.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah, no,
You
you
see
got to get
last
all the
year,
toy
Peacock did a
movies. Though.
show
They're
where
doing.
they built cars. Like you were like, I'm gonna build my Hot Wheels car, and like people would like compete over making like crazy real life cars.
Yeah,
That's
you
kind
always
of
get
true.
commercials for that. You get commercials for that show on after like wrestling all the time. That Hot Wheels show.
I follow a few Instagram accounts where dudes just like built ramps in their houses and they race two separate Hot Wheels cars. And like they they just like that's all the Instagram is just two separate kinds of Hot Wheels racing down this track, and he just keeps going with all different until like it loses, then it gets knocked out, then he adds another car. It is overtly entertaining, but it shouldn't be.
Two
I don't know
separate
if we're
single
ever
men.
if we're ever going to get a
Nice
Crossfire
one.
movie.
Yeah, amazing.
I don't want to get caught up in that movie.
Crossfire.
Crossfire.
I was going to do the
We have a
same. I
great
literally
theme
don't think my voice can hit it right now.
Oh, actually, Jay, I got a trivia question for everybody. Speaking of that,
You're gonna
What?
be wrong.
I already know what it is.
I know what the trivia question is. I'm wondering if he's going to phrase it correctly or spill it while he asks.
what impression will Jay not do?
It is a good question. First one to answer, we will send you some stuff. What impression have I been avoiding doing for about 3 full years now?
Come on, Jay, do it for the fans.
Christine, you already won something.
just ship her everything.
No, I think Jay's actually openly done a Kermit before.
I
Yeah,
have.
done a Kermit.
I think I've done almost all the Muppets.
Justin Davis wins.
Justin,
Yeah,
even though the
Justin.
answer was already given, you're going to win by default. So
You slide into
we'll give it to you.
somebody's DMs. I don't know how to.
Yeah,
Hide
Justin, just
that.
make sure you DM us. I'm keeping a list of all the names who won, but it's up to you guys to track us down and give us some give us your info. Otherwise, we can't
Fucking
send you.
hate
Oh no, he does Joey Deschanel all the time.
Yeah, Jay, do your best Joey Deschanel.
Look at he's all smiley.
Oh, I found a farmer's market that has cannolis on sale.
Two things I actively dislike.
Why do you
don't-
dislike farmers markets? What did the farmers do to
Yeah,
you?
no.
I love good produce. It's just they're aggravating.
I've been honest too. As far as the Bobcat impersonation,
Aggregating.
the whole thing with the Bobcat impersonation came about because I told them I openly tried to do it in the car, and if I don't feel like it's radio ready, I really don't want to do it, and I can't do the voice. I just can't do it.
Hey, the fact that you're practicing is enough for me.
I practiced once, but the other thing too, I will
That one
say,
time.
I think you guys could all agree amongst the 5 of us, I have leaps and bounds done the most amount of character voices over the last 3 years.
know-
Which is why it's so surprising that you won't even try this one.
I have my boundaries.
Some of our best episodes when we cover bad sitcoms. So just do a
And
bad
Jay does
impression.
Yeah.
But
Like,
again,
I-
this is like Bob Hart's Abishola, right? Like you build it up, and once it's done, we have to have like a new show to make fun of, a new impression to push on Jay.
I'm trying to remember. I don't know if I told you guys or not. I did find at some point. I think I've written. I have to find where I wrote it down. I did find a show that Bobcat did the pilot of that he's actually in.
Yeah, Police Academy 2. Their first
That's
assignment.
not. That's not a pilot.
Should be.
So Ryan says, so I actually tried to get a cameo or similar of Bobcat Goldthwait, and I was going to ask him to make a video calling Jay a pussy for not doing an impression of him. Unfortunately, he isn't on any of those sites.
No.
I even sent him an email.
I appreciate
LOL.
that.
Appreciate the effort, Ryan.
You would win what we have here. You would
Hold
win.
on. First off, Bobcat doesn't do the Bobcat voice anymore. So
He can.
He can.
If you wanted to, we could.
He
Yeah.
wants to find an
no
heir
one can do it
apparent.
better than him, and he chooses not to.
Yeah, because it's not the 80s/90s anymore.
Appreciate you, Puppet Master. The amount of times this podcast has gotten me in trouble for laughing like a madman at inappropriate situations.
That's much appreciated. Thank you.
That is much
That is
appreciated.
very appreciated.
Thank you.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
A bad impression is sometimes better than a good impression.
And that's why we have Gordo on the show.
That's true.
That's also why if you ever see any band listed as playing a show that calls themselves something like party rock or like cover rock, go, because those are always so bad and they're so good. We saw
I'll
some band
say-
just do a bunch of Poison covers once that were so bad that was better than seeing Poison live.
I'll say as far as like impressions go, we mentioned this earlier when Kermit came up. If you want to go back and listen to an episode chock full of impressions, listen to the Muppet episode. The episode
No.
that was almost too hot for TV. The one that we
I
had
think that's one of our
internal
best
debates
episodes,
about-
honestly.
It is.
This is not one of our best episodes.
It is, and it's a great show. You just
Someone-
can't handle it.
Someone on the show, you can make your own guesses, was not happy with the content in our Muppets episode.
It's
I
not.
don't
our
want to
fault.
talk about dirty Muppets again.
It's not our fault that the Muppets themselves were dirty.
That would be the argument. For those of you who never saw the Muppets show, that's like kind of like a if the Office and the
2010-ish.
Muppets merged. We covered that a while ago. That show was inherently more adult than other Muppet content. Ferg acts like we took a wholesome show and made it dirty, but they were very dirty throughout
Are
the
you
episode.
kidding?
were.
You did an impression of the other bear having gay sex with Fozzie.
Yeah,
like
Fozzie.
2 minutes long. You say, Ferg.
Yeah, I think you actually cut part of that out of the episode too. That you were even uncomfortable with it.
I forget. I know that me and Joe made the chat like unlookable for a while. I was actually going through a video. I was going through my phone and like I have it so everything on our chat like auto saves like videos and images and stuff just
That's a
saves to my
bad
phone
idea.
automatically.
Mine does
So I
too.
was
It's
like-
not great sometimes.
So I was trying to clean out some stuff and I went like way back and there's the one video of just Nick just deleting everything that me and Joe had put in the chat at the time. And like, I hate my friends. I hate my friends. And then like it popped me. I watched it. It was like a few weeks ago. It was right when we did the Muppets episode.
Yeah, we really went off of that one. That's one I would re-listen to. That was a very funny one.
Puppet Master, top 5 episodes that we did, or top 5 episodes like that we've covered, like that we enjoyed watching. As far as like our shows, until you specify, shows that we've done that I thought were great episodes that I want people to listen to if I was like proud of it and been or at least felt good when we did them. I remember when we did Dave, we all felt really good about that one. Like that was a really fun episode. Step by Step, the birth of Horny Frank was a really fun episode.
That's a good one, yeah.
That
Step
was a
by
good
Step,
one.
I actually think is maybe my absolute favorite one. That
That's
was the
up
best
there.
mix of
That
us like
one-
losing our minds laughing, but also kind of keeping it together.
Frank was so horny. Like it was
He's
so
such a horny
great.
man.
And then, yeah, I'm trying
Out
to
of
think of
This
some other
World
ones.
is a good one.
Which one?
Yeah, Out of This
Out
World.
of This World.
Out of
is a
This World
pretty
is
good
fun.
one.
That's also the thing too. We tell people all the time, and it's that's the tricky thing. Kind of what I was talking about earlier. A lot of the bad shows, like Country Comfort message mentioned earlier, it's really we have the most fun covering bad shows. However, if we exclusively only cover bad shows that nobody's watched, a lot of people don't want to listen to those ones as much. But I would
Yeah.
say, even if you don't know the show, you don't know the content, you've never watched it, we tend to have the most fun with those. So I would advise you guys, if you see us covering a dog shit awful show, we most likely had a really good time with it and joked around a lot. So those are the ones you ideally want to check out if you haven't already.
If I could put one
I'll
in too
say-
to not get myself any further into it, but whatever that stupid Zoe Deschanel show is, I think that episode was really good
Watch
because
your
I like
tongue.
lost my mind in the beginning of that, and then you guys just turned it all around on me.
We almost caused an injury at the gym from the
Well-
step-by-step episode. That,
Were you on the Step Master?
I'll tell you what, Puppet Master, for that specific reason is
Yeah,
why I don't go to the gym, just in case.
Yeah.
But
Well,
one of the reasons
thank you,
why I would
Christine.
like Jay to do the Bobcat Goldthwait impression is some of my favorite episodes are episodes with a character with a funny voice, and we get to hear Jay just do the impression all day.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
one example is Herman's Head that we just did. I love he just does the animal voice like 90% of the episode. Same with the new Addams Family, Snap Snap, when Jay just does the weird Uncle Fester voice for like 90% of it.
You know what's fun? Like in our real lives, I don't think I do a lot of voices and impressions. So I don't know. It comes out of me when we do these episodes here.
No, but
That's
if you
no
get
idea.
something like that, it becomes a tick for you. I think we've talked about this before. There were times where you just did the predator noise for like
Yes.
right.
every third thing you said if you weren't paying attention. Like be driving,
can't
good
do it
red
right
light,
now.
you just hear like the what the
My
fuck are
throat's
you
dry right
doing?
now.
Why? Are you constantly doing predator?
Jay, take a drink, Jay. Do the Predator.
I just tried. I can't do it right now. My throat's like not right.
Yeah,
Move
it's
it up.
better than when he talked like Dane Cook for like 3 years.
A lot of people did. Dane Cook came up right at that right time when we were like 17. Like
Before
very
that,
impressionable.
he was Andrew Dice
I was
J.
gonna say
Right,
before
yeah.
that it was Dice Man. Yeah.
This has all been covered in past episodes. I'm an
I gotta-
impressionable young boy.
I got a bit of trivia that might be kind of a deep cut. Somebody close to us might know it, but it's been seen on the podcast. What is the chest tattoo that Gordo has that we give him shit about constantly?
Oh right.
Why is
Good one.
all of your things
Because you're an
shitting
easy
on
target,
me?
dude. Get over it.
Gordo, pretend you don't love it because Gordo's favorite part of the show is Gordo content.
But yeah, Gordo has a small chest tattoo. What is it?
That's gonna be tough because we don't talk about it.
I
That
know,
often.
if somebody
there
gets
is a
this,
video about
We
it.
have
Yeah.
though, so you know what? That's a deep cut. You'll get
Yeah.
a good prize for
It's-
that one.
I've shown it. I've shown it on the Instagram.
We'll give everyone a minute. If no one gets it, it is what it is.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting.
Transistor Man, are you referring to Baywatch Nights?
Is that it?
I think regular Baywatch is crime solving technically too.
Oh, Baywatch
Isn't it-
Nights is like the
No, regular Baywatch, everything you can think of happens. So the
Yeah.
jellyfish, a giant squid, a shark. It's
A
Baywatch
murderer?
Nights was like Hasselhoff's '90s Miami Vice.
It
Yeah.
is, yeah.
I don't think anyone's gonna get that trivia.
Yeah, no, we'll let that one go. No, it's not Garfield or
No,
the Muppet Babies.
Close. No cigar.
You know what? Gordo, I think
God.
you should get a Garfield tattoo.
Yeah, I think you should
You
too.
know, I have always said that I wanted Garfield.
But
as a
like
tramp
how you
stamp.
always say you eat lasagna, you didn't.
You're
I
not
do.
gonna ever do it.
just like how you say you saw Top Gun and did it.
I did see Top Gun.
You don't.
My
All right, we're
mother
gonna have to
doesn't
say
count.
Gordo's
I know
mom.
Gordo's mom, who's in the chat. Cindy, do you believe that your son eats lasagna
Don't bring
every
my
single
mother into
Monday?
this.
Do you
Every
believe it?
single Monday.
Eats
That
lasagna.
is the claim that he's made to us, that every single Monday he eats lasagna.
Do not bring my poor mother into this. Yeah, see, my mother, you scared my mother off.
That's because you were visually texting her. Don't
What's
you
the
fucking say nothing.
What's the story with Gordo not eating lasagna? All right, so
Gordo
for
eats
backstory,
lasagna.
so for
every Monday.
backstory,
Nope.
to explain, yeah, absolutely not. Your own mother, just flat out. There's no way. So, all right, to get into this whole situation with the lasagna, I don't remember how lasagna talk came up. If we're talking
What
about
episode it
Garfield first
was.
or lasagna, but Gordo in one of our episodes volunteers the information that him and his wife every Monday, because of Garfield, wear Garfield t-shirts and eat lasagna. And we question the validity of that story. Do I believe that they may have been a Monday where they did that?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
The idea of it being every Monday.
You left out that the very first Monday after telling us that story, he didn't have lasagna. He admitted it. We shamed him and he went out and bought lasagna.
I had lasagna.
You
I
went
have
to the
lasagna
store
every
and-
Monday. My wife and I have shirts that say we hate Mondays and we
Don't
eat
make me go
lasagna.
through the chat where you said
All
you
you'd
weren't
have
having
to
it that
do
week.
is send a picture to us next to that
We-
day's newspaper every Monday, and we'd stop bothering
Why do
you.
I
You've
need a
never once
newspaper?
done it.
I'm not
Because
you.
you're being
I-
questioned, and somebody who's questioned
yeah,
goes that
you
extra
question-
to prove it.
Listen, you just take me as my
Question
word.
D's nuts. Yeah,
Yeah, I
you
was
know
going
it's
to say
coming.
question these nuts, but no, I eat
Mrs. Gordo, we've kept your name off the podcast, so I'll keep it off of this one as well. I think it would be a bit unfair if you were to guess his tattoo on his chest. I would assume you've seen it by now, just from swimming and stuff. But
yeah,
They do go swimming a lot.
but
I did. I usually go swimming with the shirt on, but
I believe what happened was the following couple Mondays, we made it a point to be like, it's Monday, Gordo, you having lasagna? And just silence. Like,
Yeah.
and then there was
we made
one
him
Monday,
angrily walk to get it one day.
one
but
Monday
yeah.
he sent us like this is privately, by the way, this is a real story. He sent us like 8 videos of him like on a walk from his house to Whole Foods to buy a piece of lasagna and
and
go
then I
home and
ate
eat
it
He was
Yeah,
mad
you did
about it
once.
too.
That's fine.
because you guys made me record it, and I'm an idiot, and I don't know how to make a long video and upload it.
We didn't make
that's,
you.
that's going to be your excuse right now. You don't know how to upload a video, really?
I don't. I
And that's
don't.
Joe
Not
You are
good.
our main editor. You know how to do that stuff.
audio. Not
Audio. I'm
good with
usually the video guy.
Yeah, no, I only do audio. Jay's the video guy.
Yeah. But
All right. Okay. I thought of another trivia that might be a little easier because the other one was too hard. What beverage can we not talk about without arguing? It's come
I
up
don't
on at
even know
least
that.
3 podcast episodes.
I don't even know if I know that.
Oh,
There is a beverage
never
that
mind, I
we
got it.
cannot talk about without getting too mad.
Is it
I
without
can't
me
think
getting
of what the
mad at
answer is at the
you?
moment.
Oh, it's that onion water Nick keeps drinking.
Not Moxie, no. Although that is a good
that's
guess.
come up multiple times though,
That has come
and
up,
I
yeah,
think
it
there's
has
a
come
reason.
up
multiple
for some
times,
terrible
yes.
I'm
reason.
still gonna give that. I'm gonna give it.
I'm counting Moxie, even though that wasn't the answer.
Puppet Master, you get
Yeah,
a
you can
prize.
get one,
And
for
if
sure.
and
Yeah,
if his actual
Puppet
answer
Master.
comes up, because Moxie's come up many times.
No, not Zima.
Zima does come up often. Though,
Zima
which is
has come
really
Yeah, but
funny.
we don't argue
For
about the Zima.
2024.
Yeah,
it's pretty
these are
funny
all
how often
beverages
Zima
we've
comes
brought
up.
up, but not
Boku,
necessarily
yeah.
an
Boku.
argument.
Boku.
R.I.P. Richard Lewis, right?
Richard Lewis, I know.
Yeah,
King of
yes.
Boku.
Yeah,
Give a
recently.
clue. Is it a hot beverage or a cold beverage, Nick?
Okay. Well, this is gonna give it away. It could be both.
Nobody's getting it. So
Oh, we don't really argue. Ferg just gets mad when we talk about it. Is that
I guess that's true.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
so? All right. So we're already going to give someone a prize for this question anyway. So Puppet Master, you're going to get it. Make sure you hit us up on whatever you want.
Moxie was a good guess. Yeah. So
Yeah, Moxie was a
But
good guess. We
yeah,
have
we've
argued
had a
about that
lot of
before.
coffee arguments, but I don't think that's like a big but you know what? I'll pivot to another food related trivia question. For those of you who
I already
have been
know what it's
listening
gonna
recently,
be.
yeah. What food item does Nick not think belongs on pizza that absolutely belongs on pizza?
it does not.
Now, first one to say it wins.
Do 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 do.
In the meantime, while we're waiting for an
How do you
answer,
get the theme song wrong?
Okay,
I
I've got
like
a
this-
question. I've got one we can.
any disappointment from the Curb finale?
Pineapple.
Oh.
Puppet Master won again, but
He got it too, but she came in right
can't
after.
win
so,
twice.
Ferg, you want to cover the shipping on that one?
Yeah.
Sure. Babe, I'll give you your present in a minute.
Yeah, no. Nick has this weird thing against chicken on pizza. We've had a long debate about it. It's definitely in the episodes. You can watch videos.
Nick doesn't like it.
All of what
Here's one. Speaking of close to that, what is the real parm? What is the bastard parm?
The real parm versus the bastard parm. Okay, that's a good one.
So all we're learning is that do people know more about what we think about TV shows or what we eat?
We talk about food and beverages a lot.
If you-
I'm telling you, we could do
could do
a
food.
sideshow. I still want to do.
Christina.
Yeah, if you've listened long enough, you know that's always a hot debate with us.
Yep.
The superior.
James, we'll give you something because Joe kind of formed it as a question. So, James, make sure you hit us up on something, and we'll get you something too.
James wasn't the first one to say it. I didn't think. Oh yeah, he was.
As far as that goes, yeah.
Because Christine
Listen.
says, "Don't get them started on eggplant."
Yeah, but she already won, and we're not giving her all the prizes.
Turkey
Although we
parm.
appreciate the participation. Listen, we've made this argument before. Parm anything, it's going to taste good.
No.
The idea of putting cheese
No.
and
Turkey
tomato sauce on
parm.
something, it's going to
Puppet
taste
Master
good.
just said it. Turkey parm it would be gross.
If you had like a tenderized piece of turkey and you breaded and fried it and then you put cheese and sauce on it, you're not going to go, ew, this is gross.
You
Yeah,
can't
I don't
You're
know.
probably right.
Cheese.
Chicken
Turkey's
parm.
weird.
No,
you'll
because
enjoy it.
eggplant parm is disgusting. So you already have a
your
flaw to
argument that if you
argument.
just bread and sauce something and cheese it, it's going to be good is
Yeah,
incorrect because
that's the
otherwise
argument.
people would like eggplant parm.
All right,
Eggplant parm is
I got
delicious.
one. I got a parm for you. What about an onion parm?
Ugh.
Ugh.
Hit me. Let's do
Wait,
it.
What
Essentially,
happened?
hold
I
on.
got
Also, that's an
Hold
onion
on.
ring, Gordo.
I was going to say, if you put cheese and sauce on an onion ring, it would taste fine.
No, yucky.
No, because that's a breaded onion ring.
Chicken parm is typically
What do you think
breaded.
chicken
Yeah.
parm
Listen,
is?
I just realized that that's what a chicken parm is. It's breaded.
Wow, Gordo, you've worked in how many
Okay.
kitchens? You just found out what chicken parm is.
Gordo,
know,
go
that's
check to
why
make
they
sure the
kept me-
gas in your stove isn't on, please. I
Not,
wanna
not
make
a
sure
week
that-
goes by where Gordo doesn't remind us. I'm a chef. I've been a chef. I'm a chef. Doesn't know what.
I was thinking of just cutting the onion and then just parming it.
This awesome blossom is awesome. You got Joe.
All right, no, veal would not work best as meat on pizza.
No,
I love
not.
veal. I would eat. I've never had veal pizza, but I certainly would.
You know what doesn't work on pizza? Clams.
I had clam pizza recently, and it was great.
No, you said it wasn't great.
No,
Yeah,
I,
even you
that's not what I
admitted
said.
it.
I enjoyed the pizza.
I regret not taking a bite. I'm not gonna lie. Just out of curiosity now.
Yeah, if any of you guys are in New Haven, Connecticut, go over to Frank Pepe's. They make a delicious pizza.
That has clams on it.
Listen,
I got no. They're not all clams. I got a cheese pizza from there. Don't
They only make clam pizza.
Only-
They only have crab goulash and Mountain Dew
Like-
for drinks. That's all they sell.
I'll take the crab juice.
like many of our episodes, I think we're getting a little too food heavy on this right now. I'm trying to think right now, like just as far
You
as
hated food so much.
future announcements. We don't announce a lot of shows too far in advance because schedules change, things happen. So it's, we don't like to tell you guys too much too far ahead because there's always a possibility of things taking a pivot. But I will tell you guys, as of right now, mark your calendars for all of June when we have our first ever, and has to be only due to how many shows,
First and only.
extravaganza. We have a whole month of Tony Danza shows lined up for you.
I'm so excited for this.
So
I'm
Um,
very, very stoked about this.
Thank God there was 4 more because we already did Baby Talk. So we have 4 more for you.
you should listen
got,
to Baby Talk. That
So
was
we
a good
have,
one.
in no particular order, I don't know if the order has been finalized, but we have Taxi, Who's the Boss, Hudson Street, and the Tony Danza Show, 4 weeks in a row, all for you. Whole month of Tony Danza.
For Patreon, we can do the Tony Danza talk show from the late 90s.
There's been
Christine?
many a talk about our Patreon, and it's just something where we're like, it's always on the burner here. But
Yeah.
it really comes down to, like Jay was just mentioning with our schedules and stuff. A Patreon is just more. It's additional content that we're worried that we're not going to have time to fill. Right. So
Yeah,
we, need to,
we would love to do a Patreon.
All right.
We would love for some extra revenue into this
All
podcast.
right. If I pose this question, if we did a Patreon and we put out stuff that was, say, 2 of us or 1 of us or like it's not the full group, would you guys tune in and watch it?
If we can figure out a way to
That's
make
how
it
it
work
would have to be.
logistically. But the thing with a Patreon for us, and this is completely honest, and this is because we actually do care about our listeners. We don't want to over promise and under deliver. We really don't want to take your money and not give you the things we're
Yeah, for
promising
sure.
you. So we don't want to take more on until we're absolutely sure we can do it the right way. And that's why we still haven't done one yet. We've had a lot of ideas as to what we can do for one, and I think it would be great. Like I said, I would love to get a few bucks in on the show and upgrade some of our stuff. But because we really don't want to do you guys a disservice, we don't want to do it until we know we can do it right. So that's kind of the dilemma we're in now. We've been getting a little bit better about trying to backlog some recordings so we're not like, against the wall all the time. But, the 5 of us have very different lives and we all work a lot. So it's the fact that we have gone 3 straight years, have never missed a Thursday, have had an episode come out every Thursday morning without fail on time is a miracle. And
Yeah.
so we will it's always on the table, never say never, but yeah, in short, not
I don't want
it
to pull the
coming
curtain
up right
too much,
away.
but can I give the idea that I had for my Patreon idea? And
Sure,
you
sure.
kind of gauge the audience on it. My idea was, because we do sitcoms and we have done The Simpsons, so it's not completely off the table, but we don't typically do cartoons. So for Patreon specifically, I was thinking of we could do our Saturday morning cartoon show. So
I've said that for since the beginning of time.
Well, yeah, but I mean that.
Say, great idea, Nick.
Thank you.
Nick, I think that's an amazing idea.
Thank you. But specifically for Patreon, I don't know if we ever discussed it for Patreon.
Yeah, that was always that's always been my pitch to avoid doing cartoons
I
right now.
personally don't want to do that for Patreon. I want to be able to cover cartoons on the regular
Ferg
show.
only doesn't want to save it for Patreon because he desperately wants to cover the critic.
I was just gonna say, Ferg, I've
I'm
been
sorry
talking
that
about
you
it.
guys you hate cartoons and don't want to.
I don't
cover it
hate
on the normal
cartoons,
show.
but we
Then
need
why
to do
can't we
something
cover
special.
them?
We need to do something
only-
special for Patreon.
The critic episode just needs to be Nick and I locked in. I mean, Ferg and I locked in a closet with a microphone for like
With a
6
big
hours.
horny bird.
But
Get everything out of our systems so we can actually record the episode.
But as Ferg mentioned, just because of scheduling and stuff, it might not be all of us. So if we
The
can,
only-
lock something down that we can all agree on,
And
doing,
honestly, I think if we were to do some sort of a Saturday morning cartoon, I would like to even make those shows feel different from the format we currently have.
that too.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of figuring out that, kind of give you a different flavor for that show.
So now you're
Um,
telling me if we do the critic, I don't even get to cover it like the normal
No,
show.
we'll cover,
No.
cover it and do it justice. Frank, hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, Frank.
Thanks
Nice
for
to meet
joining.
you.
Hello, Frank.
Thank you for
I mean,
listening.
ladies and gentlemen, it's Horny Frank.
If he doesn't listen, he's not going to know what that
He's
means.
not gonna get that.
He's gonna be like, "What the fuck, guy?"
You know, another thing that, behind the scenes, I would love to do more of, but again, just scheduling and time and effort is like, we need to get some more YouTube stuff up and video content, but it's just time. And again, if any of you guys have super deep pockets and want to get us away from our 9 to 5s and we could do this full time, I promise we'll do so much stuff.
I've pitched this idea too. I think I would definitely do some cooking related. We can watch Joe make bad bread.
It's not bad just because gluten. Fuck
No
you and your
gluten
stomach,
bread.
man. Okay, it's not my fault.
Listen, if you're okay with pictures and
Joe, your
short
stomach's
videos,
so
I mean, I
quirky.
can make you lasagna, any type of lasagna.
Oh, if you want a bonus
When you say
episode
any
where I
type,
just eat cheese,
how
that's
many
gonna
types of
follow me
lasagna
around
are
for a
there?
day. We'll see what happens.
How many types of lasagna can you make? You can make
Yeah.
anything into a lasagna. Literally.
That
I
was
don't
such
think
a
that's true.
bullshit answer. I thought you were gonna go full Bubba, and you didn't.
Fried shrimp.
No.
You can have chicken lasagna.
You can have chicken
Sausage
lasagna.
lasagna.
No,
Yeah.
you cannot have chicken lasagna.
Yes, you can. Not with that attitude, sir.
Also, that's chicken parm.
That's
That's
a
not
chicken
chicken
parm.
parm.
Yeah.
Everything should just be chicken parm, okay?
Yes, that would be really cool idea. Like it is very Babish, but he does a lot of movies. If anybody isn't familiar binging with Babish, he just goes through all popular foods and stuff from movies and TV shows. But yeah, I mean, we could do a sitcom. Although I don't know, does any sitcom foods? I'm trying to
Oh,
think.
I mean,
if
like
there's a-
sitcoms are very much around a kitchen always, right?
It's funny
Cover the
looking at
California
Turkey
raisins.
lasagna.
at the comments now.
No
It
turkey
kind of makes me
lasagna.
think they have those videos like Will It Waffle. The amount of
you
effort.
can lasagna and
Yeah, can you lasagna it? But the amount of it, lasagna takes so much time
Listen,
To
it
spend,
doesn't
like-
really.
to spend 4 hours to go, nah, this doesn't work.
yeah, right.
Look, what kind of a video is that?
That's
I mean, there is that
Patreon
video where
content.
the woman makes a lasagna inside of her dishwasher, which I think is the only video of a lasagna ever being cooked I'll ever watch more than once.
It's a sous vide lasagna, basically.
Yeah, it's the most wet, disgusting thing I've ever seen in my entire. She also puts dirty dishes in there too because she doesn't want to kill two birds with one stone.
If anyone's heard this, it would have been Gordo. So, Gordo, have you heard the theory of how the government has a chess reserve driving
Cheese
America's
reserve?
pizza
I
says
imagine you
chess.
mean cheese.
cheese reserve driving America's pizza industry?
No, I haven't. I mean, it doesn't.
If it would have been anyone, Gordo is your best shot.
I will say though, there
yeah,
is a thing though, that if
unfortunately.
you look at all of the pizza delivery places around like the Pentagon, the White House, that area, if their delivery times spike, it's because they're delivering a lot of pizzas to those places and something terrible is going on. And like you can kind of map it out to things happening geopolitically to pizzas getting delivered to those buildings.
I
which is
have
interesting.
heard that. I have heard that.
Oh
That
my
the
God,
more
is this
pizzas that
Pizza
get
11?
delivered,
It's Pizzagate.
the pizzas
Um,
that get delivered to the White House, the more that gets delivered, the more something happening.
Question to you guys, those of you in the chat who have been active, are there shows that you guys have been waiting for us to cover that we haven't done yet? Like, what are the shows that we need to keep in mind here. We have a very long list. We've said this before. I think early on we went like, how long can we do this for? And then we realized, yeah, we can do this forever. There's an endless amount of sitcoms.
Yeah.
I've had a question here too. I've thought of this for a while. I would really like to do backdoor pilots. So episodes of
You
TV
would wanna do
shows where
that.
they backdoor pilot in, because it's technically like episode 7 of season 3, but it's so a good example would be the episode of Facts of Life where they make the kids go to the military school, or The Office where they do the farm. Could we do backdoor pilot episodes, because they're technically pilots even if they're not S1E1?
We don't cover pilots. We cover first.
We do first televised
episodes.
episode S1E1, so it would
But
be
those episodes are the first televised episode of that show.
That's not
honestly,
what they're
I think
named.
that's those are like we've talked about a year ago when we last did a live show. We talked about other things we can do live. I think watch-alongs and stuff like that would be fun content. Like if the Patreon gets up, backdoor pilots, stuff like that. We didn't do Freaks and Geeks yet because it's not quite in that sitcom space. So we did fake Freaks and Geeks recently, which is Undeclared.
Undeclared, which is Freaks and Geeks the college years, and it's not that good.
It's great.
Joe
You're the
is
only one who's
a
Great.
rare-
Joe just
yeah,
doesn't
I
like
like
Freaks
it.
and Geeks
Doesn't
for some
like it.
reason.
Blue
I
Mountain
love
State.
Loudon Wainwright III. I love most of that cast. That show is just
Wait, was there a Wayne's brother in that? Is that why he canceled it?
oh
Chris, a
must
different
be.
world. So we've always had a rule that we don't like to do spin-offs until we do the base material. And then because
Different World's a
of the
tough one,
Cosby
Chris.
Show, we really didn't know how to go about tackling that at the time. I think 3 years later, we've said like we can separate the art from the artist and just kind of cover it for what it is and just acknowledge that Bill Cosby is an
I've
unfavorable
said it
person.
since day one that we can
Yeah.
cover the Cosby. You guys,
But
I will say
yeah,
this,
but I
and I've
think-
said it too. I've loved the Cosby Show
Yeah.
my entire life. It's been one of my favorite sitcoms and like a happy, warm place to watch it. I really haven't watched it ever since.
Yeah,
all
I mean,
that
I
came
would
out.
like
It'd
to
be
cover
hard
that
to
at some
do.
point. It was such a great show. I would like to cover that eventually. It was.
all we
I think
gotta
especially when you talk 3 years ago when we started, all that trial stuff was really big, and it was kind of maybe an
Fresh.
uncomfortable time to cover it. So I think now that we've kind of got a little times passed, it might be a little bit easier than it would have been then.
Yeah.
I do want to mention as far as some Q&A stuff. Someone on Instagram, Beck, she's one of our UK listeners, and she's been an awesome fan and hits us up all the time. She can't be here live in the chat, but she did ask us a couple questions privately because she will listen to this when she's awake. And a couple things was favorite sitcoms growing up. What are our favorite sitcoms presently? And then what do we think makes for a good sitcom? So I'll say
Before
growing
that,
up.
just to reference Christine's thing there, that rules.
Yeah, way to
I
drop
was-
that you're at a Grammy party.
Yeah, I
How
know, right?
fancy.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys
Invite
and
us
also,
next time. Next time you're invited to a
yeah,
Grammy
right?
party,
She
sneak
met
us
Malcolm
in.
Jamal Warner for those of you just listening. Yeah, that is super cool. And as far as to talk about Bex real quick, she if she had her way, we would be covering if we went through she's given us so
300
many
British
great
shows.
selections. Yeah, we would be an exclusive UK podcast. But she's given us a lot of great shows that we'd like to cover. We do want to sprinkle in some more UK shows because we do have some great listeners over there, and those shows have been fun to cover.
Nice.
Can you nominate us for a Grammy?
Yeah, can you? Best,
If we publish
best animated
an episode,
podcast?
right?
I would send you some of my some bands I've been in, Christine, but I don't think those will be nominated for Grammys. So I don't.
If
think
you
you'd
do
hear
really
them.
good art, you can get in a subcategory. Yeah. So favorite sitcoms growing up. I'm trying to think of like the ones I was like obsessed with.
Simpsons. Hands down.
Growing up, I will say Growing Pains, because like now, the main thing that matters to me is a good intro.
Boy
one
Meets
Seinfeld.
World,
Two that
Step by
come to
Step. All the
mind.
TGIF shows are really big on me.
I Love Lucy, Home Improvement.
Yeah.
I loved
Married with
everything
Children
that played
was
at Nick at
up
Night too,
there,
like,
like a lot.
WKRP in Cincinnati. all
We
of
grew
the
up in
shows
like
that
the
played that.
golden age. I think like sitcoms really took off like
We
when
got
we were young.
Spoiled with a lot of good syndication.
Family Matters, like we
Mama's Family.
nope.
No.
Yeah.
No, we said good stuff.
I
Fresh
hate all.
Prince.
Okay,
Fresh
how
Prince
about this
is
for a
another
question? Does
show.
anybody here listening also agree that Mama's Family is a good show?
No, nobody's saying
No,
anything in the
not a
chat.
single person. I think everyone just
Chris, I'm
left.
with you. Good Times is great.
Yeah, Good Times is great.
He says that as an all-time intro song too. I can't think of
It
it. off
is.
the
It's a
top.
great intro.
It's basically just talking about all the things that are terrible in their lives, and they just go good times. It's like a very funny song.
What makes a sitcom for you guys? Like, what needs to be there?
I think Gordo can take this one. Gordo, what makes a sitcom?
You know, it's got to be
Gordon, can you start by
situations.
telling
and-
us what a sitcom is?
Sure, it's got to have situations and it's got to have comedy.
Yeah.
And it's got to blend together in a menagerie of sitcom situations and comedy to birth the sitcom. Right?
Right. So to answer this question, as far as like what we think makes for a good sitcom, I think what we've learned is it all boils down to your writing. And I think the problem with a lot of the modern sitcoms now is it's also cookie cutter and they're trying too hard to appease to everybody. So because of that, all these shows they're like really just void of personality.
It's like
Also, the big thing for me is 22 minutes. That's what makes a sitcom. 22 minutes.
It doesn't matter what's in there. It's just got to
no
be
longer than
yeah.
22 minutes. It's too much.
You know what? Our recent actually, hold on.
Frank, we covered Get a Life. Get a Life.
We
If
did.
you want to give that a
yeah, we did Get a Life. Get a Life.
We did that not too long ago. Chris Elliott plays Dennis the Menace.
Yep.
And he gets stuck on a roller coaster and dies in every episode.
Yeah.
I love you.
And
Frank,
Tracy Walter
but,
shows up. It rules.
Get a Life
that
is
one.
terrible.
What? Get a Life was so good.
No, it was bad. Listen to it.
I would like to watch more episodes to get a fair gauge. I don't know if the pilot was the best indicator of it.
I do like Chris Elliott.
I love Chris Elliott. It's just I remember covering that show, hating his character, thinking he's the main character. I can't continue this. Like,
I'll say something I struggle with when we cover sitcoms, and not that I haven't greenlit a ton of them, but I like a 3-camera sitcom. That feels like a sitcom to me. Now, The Office is my favorite show of all time. So don't get me wrong. I like single camera shows, but I view those differently. Like, to me, it's not a sitcom anymore. It's a comedy, but it doesn't feel like a sitcom to me unless it's a 3-camera.
The one thing I have an issue with the single camera shows sometimes is they don't explain it. The Office is like, hey, we're filming a show. You're like, okay, fine. And then some shows, they're just like, we're going to do single camera and look at the camera and talk to them and do these like real world, like little interstitial things, but they never mention that they're filming it for something. And that I don't like.
I don't like that either when they do the talking head and don't explain why.
Right. Like, it just doesn't make any sense if you're not going to at least give the half-assed backstory of like Parks and Rec is like that, where they never once explain
Why
they're doing.
they're there. Yeah.
Well, Modern Family is the same thing, right?
Modern Family
No, they
mentions
do.
it in the
They
first
mentioned in the very first episode.
We covered
then
it.
Never
never
again,
again.
but in the very first one they did.
What did they say? I don't remember.
They just acknowledge the camera. They don't really say why they're being filmed.
Yeah, it's like when it's like Phil and Claire on the couch on the pilot.
They're doing literally a documentary about modern
family.
families, like how they're all different. That's why each member, they get the gay couple that adopts, they get the old couple, and then they get the traditional family.
That's why the pilot has those title cards when it goes to each separate group.
And if you remember, one of my big complaints was I thought they should have made the reveal at the end that they're all one family, because they could have made it look more documentary style, like they were more separated. And then the reveal is that they're all one family, because it looked like you're covering 3 different types of families. Yeah, as far as some of the other stuff with the single camera, I'm blanking out as I'm saying it. I don't even know what I was going to say anymore.
Single
We did a
camera.
show recently. It hasn't come out
Oh,
yet.
no, I know what I was going to say. Actually, not single camera. What I didn't like was we recently did a 3-camera extended family that tried to do the same thing with the interviews, and that makes
Yes.
even less sense.
Yeah. There was a lot wrong with that one, though.
Extended family just doesn't know what it wants to be.
No,
it
that
tries
was-
to be a little of everything, and because of that, it's nothing.
Yeah, it just
It is
didn't
the
work.
real world, though, right? Like, that's who made this whole thing happen. Weirdly, it was the testimonial room from the real world from like the early 90s that like spawned that whole thing happening, which is super weird to think of. R.I.P. Pedro from season 4 of the real world, and R.I.P. the peanut butter that Puck put his fingers in.
I just take your word for it.
Oh, you aren't like into deep cuts of real world season 4 from 1995? I don't know.
I thought Puck was season 1.
No, he's season 4 of San Francisco.
Okay.
I couldn't even tell you. It's been so
Just
long
Shoot
since
Me.
I've seen
Chris, we've talked about doing Just Shoot Me because what's the guy's name? I can't remember. We just covered a
David
show that he was
Spade?
in.
David Spade.
No, the other guy in Just Shoot Me. We see his dick in Party Down, and then he was just in the trades.
Yes.
The trades comes out next week, so that's our next.
Spoiler alert.
No,
Yeah,
we
spoiler
announced it. We
alert.
announced that like yesterday. That's our next episode. But he's in that one too. Oh man, I wish I could remember his name at the moment though.
We actually did that during the episode as well. We actually said, "Oh, that guy."
Yeah,
And then we
hold on.
all blanked on his name.
Let me. I'll
See,
pull him
that's
up
what you're
right now.
missing with me being out for the last month.
It is what we're
extensively.
missing
It
with
is what
you.
we're missing.
There is a hole
Yeah.
missing.
En-
Yeah.
Enrico Colantoni. He's the guy from Just Shoot Me who we see as
Yes.
PP. Joe, you act like we have asked you to not be on the show. Like, see, guys, see what I bring to the table. We would like you to be on the show. It's not like we don't want you.
Again, I would love to have been. I had to take a break. Okay, that's just me. I'm
We
here
know
right
your
now.
passion is karate. It's fine.
Give me a break because I know what it
I
takes.
will say this though. In Joe's absence, we've been able to average his minute contribution pretty much because the shows are almost a half hour shorter without Joe.
I mean, that's true.
Not just that. I'll say, a
I'm a
couple of
talker.
shows that we recently covered that haven't even. A couple of shows that I don't want to get into which shows just yet. We basically did 2 shows back to back that are coming out in a couple weeks that have both shows have like only 4 people in them and like no set changes. So it makes it a breeze to get through the shows. That's another
Yeah.
big difference between when you do like the 3 camera versus the single camera shoots. Single camera shows have so much more going on and like little things that are like you got to catch when you see them that it takes way more time to cover them. And that's always like another struggle when we do our episodes is the appropriate amount of time, because like for you guys, the listener, it's not lost on us that sometimes we take a 22-minute show and somehow figure out a way to talk about it for 2 hours. So
Yeah.
we try to keep that in a way that works out.
If you go searching for a character to find anybody who might have been a mantis, you find a lot of weird little things you can go sideways on. So yeah, sometimes the looking stuff up ends up getting weird tangents that we find that aren't necessary at all.
Frank, we've mentioned That's My
yeah.
Bush so many times. We were trying to line it up with certain dates.
4th of July. Let's do it.
Yeah,
I think
so
That's My Bush was maybe, I think, the only thing that was canceled because of 9/11, right?
It was.
it was specifically for that reason, yeah.
Yeah.
And gave you a reason to bring up 9/11 on our live show. So
There you go, Joe.
We
and
never
organically
forgot.
at least. What shows are like, there was a point in time early on where Joe really tried squeezing 9/11 into every
I
episode.
think he like intentionally.
he
like,
was
the
intentionally
first
doing
10 episodes.
There was a couple
was.
uncomfortable ones too, where like I felt like we weren't friends anymore for a while.
There was a couple times that like it made sense, and then there was a couple times where it had nothing to do with anything, and it was like I think we were doing like news radio, and you're like, you know what, like them working in a building makes me think of. It's like this has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
No, I think that is valid. Look,
It
they
wasn't.
worked in New York City doing news radio in the late 90s. All I mentioned was they would have covered 9/11 from right down the street. That's obviously what would have happened.
Yeah, like I guess anything.
The
news
weirdest one was when we were doing What We Do in the Shadows, and Joe's like, you know what vampires make me think of? 9/11.
related. Better off
Well,
Ted. Yeah,
maybe-
we haven't.
Better Off
I
Ted.
don't think
Never
we've
heard
really
of it.
even talked about that.
Never even
You've
heard
never
of
on
it.
our,
heard of it?
that's
No.
on our list from Bex.
Is it?
I believe.
Okay.
One of
Oh,
mine.
the
Oh,
movie?
she gave it to us. Okay. Never heard of it.
It's a show about being Ted Danson.
But are
Is
you
that what it
better
really
off?
is?
And maybe not.
Is it being John Malkovich the show starring Ted Danson?
Would watch.
Shut up and take my money.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
seriously.
And then honestly, I think we're all having a good time. I do want to be somewhat cautious of time, so I don't know how much longer we should go for because it's getting a little longer. But and we want to keep this concise enough that we can post it at some point. But we can go for a few more minutes, I think, if there's anything you guys want to talk about. And I'll
We're
say
here for
this:
it.
I told these guys right before we went on air, I was like, I'm always like, this is only my second live show. The like legit anxiety I get that no one's gonna be in here, and then to see how many of you are in here right now and then talking to us super appreciate it.
I just now noticed that you can see how many people are in.
You
Yeah.
didn't?
Yeah, it's
Because
amazing.
I'll
and
tell
thank
you,
guys
the
so
first,
much.
like,
Jay was
5
watching
minutes?
it like a hawk.
Yeah, the first 5 minutes we had about a fifth of that, and I'm just looking at that number the whole time, and I'm like,
What's the number
But,
right now?
I'm gonna. It's in the
there's
top left.
well, right now we as of this moment we have over 60 people in here at the so and like I said, it's really tough to accommodate time, so to have this many of you, we really
Yeah, that's
appreciate
without our Brits.
Friggin' awesome.
yeah, it's really tough. We I would say like most months, like I probably due to size, but like one of our most popular states is California, and then we have a lot of listeners in England. So there's really no perfect time to get everybody.
And we're stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
Between England and California.
I choose England.
That's right, Gordo.
That's
is
how
where
geography
Boston is.
works.
I like his. We're in the middle.
England is here and California is there.
We know.
Yeah, we got it.
Wait, where's England?
It's to my right.
You
You're
are
left.
very late. Yeah, not 9 p.m. Sorry, we did 7 p.m. We promoted it quite a bit.
We did.
So I'm
I,
not, I'm not gonna-
I
I'll tell
put
you what,
something
though.
on X daily with the time.
yeah, we were posting. I'm sorry, but I'll tell you this. This is going to be available as soon as we're
The
done. You can watch it
never-ending
on YouTube
Yeah, you
over
can
again.
go watch it, rewatch
Yeah, it'll be
it.
So
streaming.
yeah, so you can rewatch there, and then we'll probably post the audio at some point in time when we can get that organized and put up.
Put the old razzle dazzle on it.
And we're not done yet. So,
Yeah, we'll go for a little bit more.
Almost, yeah.
a minute
but,
with Stan Hooper though. So, Puppet Master just mentioned this. It's a Norm Macdonald show. I'd never heard of this. Have you?
I haven't either, and I love Norm.
Yeah.
And he's been on my mind a lot because OJ died, which is another topic we talked about in the podcast a lot.
R.I.P. OJ.
Oh man.
I didn't say that. Ferg said
Yeah.
that. Let's just go with that one.
Yeah, that's
I can't be edited live, boys.
Greatest Heisman Trophy winner of all time, OJ Simpson.
I'm not gonna pretend he wasn't great in Naked Gun. He's a piece of shit who
Look,
killed his wife,
Nordberg
but
is great, but Nordberg's not OJ.
Norbert does not have OJ in it.
we didn't say Norbert Gordo.
What did you say?
Naked
Nordberg.
Gun. He's Neudberg.
Have you seen the Naked Gun movies? Did you not watch those after
Yes, I
you
did see
watched
the
Top
Naked Gun
Gun?
movies.
Did you
It's
not
okay.
watch
Hold on, I
the
just
Top
wanna-
Gun movies?
I want to let you know, it's okay to say no. I haven't seen it. There's no
I have
penalty.
seen it. I like Leslie Nielsen. I like Leslie Nielsen.
I've
so I
only
have
seen Wrongfully Accused. His good
Okay.
movie.
Gordo, who is Enrique Palazzo?
Do you know how long ago it was?
You haven't seen it. You just have not seen it.
Yes, I have.
And
Pay
Jordan
attention,
also is
everyone. This is going to be a
baseball
trivia
guy.
question next live show.
Yeah.
I have seen it. Berg, we've watched it together.
I don't think
Well,
so.
thank you,
If this is your
Imagination
first
of
time
Style.
seeing us, go over to our Instagram. Where our faces are on our Instagram all the time at S1E1 Pod.
And
That's a
also,
great
I'm
point,
so
yeah.
sorry
Yeah.
you're seeing our faces.
Yeah, I make
Yeah.
so many videos. Go watch them. I mean, it's just the episode stuff. So
You can find all of our socials too at s1e1pod.com. It's at the bottom
And
of
thank
the
you for
screen.
being
Yeah.
here.
Bottom of your screen with our new merch.
Yes. Again, yeah, to anyone who's just coming in now, S1E1pod.com has all our links, but now we finally have a merch page up. So if you want an S1E1 shirt or mug or anything like that, feel free to grab it. Get it through the link we have on that website.
Get a sweet tank top for the summer. Get a nice hoodie for next winter.
Yeah, some
What would you
people
like to see
get
Casper
really
Jackson?
cold
Can we
even
get a
when it's
Casper
hot out.
Jackson glove? Does T Public do single white gloves? We'll
I
find out.
don't think they have those yet, but we can always have some made and ship things. We can always do independent merch outside of that.
Because
site.
S1E1
We
on
just
the
want something
knuckles.
If
available.
anybody wants a Casper Jackson white glove, please let me know.
Why is it just a white glove? Jackson, he's all white. He's a ghost.
That's true. It would be kind of
Well,
redundant.
he'd be a little translucent, so the glove itself should still be.
It would just be a floating glove.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the evil from him has a color. Michael Jackson was evil, is what I'm saying right here. Oh, you can't edit me when I'm live. Michael Jackson was evil. Michael Jackson was evil. 9/11.
Okay,
9/11.
okay. All right.
All right.
YouTube
We
still
have
listens to everything. Yeah.
S1E1 tattoo.
Are you getting one?
I'll get
I
one if
don't
you get
have a
one,
plan
Nerding
for it at the
Highway.
moment. Maybe when the show is all said and done, whenever we wrap things up at some point, maybe I'll get like a traditional television.
If
or
I was to
something
get
on.
one, it would be something like this.
You would get
I
your
will say
own
this.
image tattooed on your body.
I would get just me, just cartoon me, and
Yeah,
none
me
of you.
too.
All right.
Got Jay's Alexa's going.
Jay's Alexa's going off.
It's I don't want to say
Five
it.
of us
It's
have been
the other
friends for
one.
over
But
30 years and have talked about getting a tattoo together for 20 of those years and still haven't done it. So I don't know how that's going to work.
Why do you cover small? All right, so Imitation of Style says, why do you cover smaller sitcoms people never heard of?
so we talked
instead of
about this a
more
little bit
popular ones?
earlier. So we were talking about this earlier in the show. So basically, if we only do popular sitcoms, we're going to run out of shows really quickly. So you have to sprinkle in all different types of stuff. Also for us, and we would advise you guys, like if you listen to us, some of the lesser known shows, some of the really bad shows are really fun for us to cover. So we have a lot of fun talking and joking about those. So you don't have to love the show. If it's a terrible show, we're just going to rip it apart anyways.
You just have to
So,
love us.
Yeah. So listen
Exactly.
to it, have a laugh, watch the show on your own. It's, 20 minutes out of your life and, watch the show and know what we're talking about. But yeah, if we just do the popular shows, it's just, you run out of content really quick. So we try to be very strategic as to when we do some of the bigger shows and, make sure that those are spread out. But I think it's funner that way. If we're just doing good shows all the time, the conversation gets stale. So when we have, comparisons to what did this show do right, what did this show do wrong, and what's an awful show, what's a good show. Yes, there's times where you can be fooled and a good show makes a bad pilot, but I just think doing this way is it's better for our own personal longevity and also just for content. It's fun to do it that way.
I would love to be S1E1 someday. That'd be hilarious. Isn't there something, Gordon? Did you listen to some radio show who makes fun of podcasts? I imagine we'll get there someday.
Imagine you guys get S1E1 someday as a podcast review. So there is a morning radio show that does like a skit where they find.
My God, I hope they don't cover our first episode because
Yeah, I know.
I don't think our first episode is that bad, is
It's
it?
not bad. That's always
No,
like
they intentionally find like awkward, weird, unprofessional podcasts.
Right.
We would not fit that.
And also just to kind of go back to that initial question, another reason that it's good to not just do all the big shows right away. Friends, our very first episode, right? Monster show, still gets a lot of downloads for us. People check that show out all the time. We were new to podcasting, so we didn't have our own rhythm yet. So, some of these shows that we waited and did later on, I felt was better for the show, for their shows. Like it does justice. Obviously, like when a lot of you guys find us, however you find us, a lot of times it's through the bigger shows, and we're kind of aware of that. So if you're going to discover us new, it's going to be through a big show. Right. If we had just tooled through all of those right away when we weren't really in a rhythm yet, like that wouldn't have done us any favors. So it's nice to know that some of the big shows out there, there's still, ways for you to find us when we're a little bit more refined, just so we can get our own skill set better.
I would love to one day cover Friends again when it's not fresh in our heads. And say our 5-year anniversary, if we were to cover some of the show, even if it was a short cover of say our first 5 episodes, and we did something like that, where we just go over those episodes fast though.
I will say I never watched Friends when we covered Friends. I'd never seen a single moment of Friends. And I watched it for an episode. And then I watched maybe the first 5 or 6 episodes of the first season afterwards. And now I think I would have a very different way of thinking about Friends, which would be interesting to talk about.
Imitation of Style. How long is the list of sitcoms you want to cover?
Endless.
Yeah. I mean, it's how long do we want to do the show? And I mean, for us, we would like to continue doing this. So there's not much.
I have
of
a notepad on my
like,
phone of 200 episodes.
Yeah, if we just went, okay, we covered the shows we like, we're done now. Then what? So we're always just trying to figure out a way to, just cover everything, and the list is kind of endless.
I find myself doing that's Mama's guitar with other things a lot.
Yeah.
Me too, all the time.
I think
That's
we at least
Mama's
all did it
lasagna.
once this episode too.
So I don't know about you guys. I think we've kind of covered the majority of it. I don't know if you guys want to keep going, but I kind of think this
No,
is
I think this is amazing. We're at about
Pretty
2
well.
hours.
Time to wrap it up. We
We're about
appreciate
2 hours
everybody
in.
who came.
Yeah, amazing
A lot,
for everybody.
yeah.
Thank you so much who hopped on here today. It's so amazing to us. It
Do we
means
sneak
a
in one
ton.
last giveaway? Did you guys have
Yeah,
anything?
let's do it.
Does anybody have a trivia?
Guys,
No,
I've
sneak
actually got Mama's guitar here that I'm gonna ship to somebody.
Let's try to think of.
Let's try a non-Goro one for once.
Okay, all right, I got one. We've discussed this a few times. Again, this one might be too tough, so think of something while I do this, in case it is too tough. We have only ever failed recording one
yeah.
show.
Oh yeah.
We
the
have
lost
discussed it.
episode.
There was a lost episode of ours. We recorded part of it, and it was snake bitten. It did not work in any way, and it went in the garbage. But what show was that?
We have brought this up many times.
We have.
Pete and Pete, you have
Yeah, there
already
you go.
won.
Wow. Yeah,
Wow.
it must have come
Yeah.
from a lot then.
Quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Quick,
brought it up
somebody
a
else
lot.
in the chat say Pete and Pete. There's a free win for you.
Yeah, but Pete and Pete was the one episode we couldn't get through it. It was just it was bad timing. Just a lot of things weren't going right. I blame myself for a lot of that too. I wasn't prepared properly for that show, so we weren't really flowing. I
That
kind of want to
show-
try to cover it in the future at some point, but
No, because that show, I took such intricate notes. I'd never worked harder on an episode in my life, and that got ruined, and I have not taken notes since.
yeah, you really showed them.
Yeah.
No,
Have we ever voted no on a show for the first episode, but then went back and watched the show anyways and liked it?
No.
I've like hate watch shows.
Extended Family is great if you get past episode 3, which is one that
You
we
have to get
recently
past
taught me.
episode 3. Not
I
just episode
hate
No, you have to
watch
get to 3.
3
It finds
episodes of a
it
show.
finds itself in 3.
I watched all of Country Comfort. It does not get better. I've watched
All
all
of the Big Show
Show.
I watched all of the
That
Big Show
doesn't get
show.
better.
And then a year later watched their Christmas special.
Did you guys watch Homeboys in Outer Space?
No,
I don't think you can find the rest of the episodes.
Yeah, if you could find it, I wouldn't, but I don't think you can find it.
That's the thing too. There's a couple shows we want to cover that you just cannot find.
Yeah.
Like they're just gone from the
Yeah,
world.
what's the wrestling one?
Yeah,
we
what's
can
the wrestling
find?
one?
That's
Put out
been
a-
my
put out
white
an
whale this
APB.
whole time. So there's a
Learning
show
the ropes.
called
Yeah.
Between the ropes. Is Between the Ropes, is that what it is?
Learning
Yeah.
the ropes.
And,
Learning
and
the ropes.
somebody will send it to us now. We know there's a bad copy out there, so if you see it and it's really bad,
There
that's
is a
why we're
copy-
not watching it.
A copy out there where the quality, I'm not even kidding. Like, you
It's on a
can't
fruit roll up.
You can't make out their faces. It's
That's
such
the
It's
problem.
so bad we
quality.
can't like actually review the episode. But
Because
Learning
it-
the Ropes with Lyle Alzado
There's
from the
no
80s.
way around it will affect how we judge it because of how hard it will be to watch. Recently,
Also,
one of the shows we
Sam
wanted to cover
Kinison
recently.
TV show from the early 90s.
I'm trying to find a better copy of Soul Man. You want to not Soul? Is that what it's called? Soul Man.
Soul Man is
You
the
know?
Dan Aykroyd show. That's
Yeah, the
disappeared
quality
too,
on
yeah.
that wasn't phenomenal. I want to find this. They were talking earlier how I was obsessed with Andrew Dice Clay. He had a show in like '97 called Hits that I want to do where he was like a executive at a yeah. You can't
It's
find it
gone from the
anywhere.
world, yeah.
So that stuff gets tough. We were gonna do Nick Farino. I think was supposed to be part of
Yeah,
Back to
that
School
was
Month last
a
year.
very early episode.
Yeah, that's like a lost sitcom for whatever reason. I thought that actually had
he
like a little bit of a run.
Feature.
And that's
So,
that quality wasn't good, right? The
Yeah.
Nick Farino.
It was terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only
So
show
that
from
happens
that
sometimes.
era of the WB that survived was weirdly Steve Harvey.
Which is a great show.
Great show. Yeah. You get a bullet head.
Yes.
Seventh Heaven. Yeah, that dad. We it doesn't quite fall into sitcom space anyway, so yeah, we wouldn't have covered it.
But the mom is in Child's Play.
That's true.
Like Chucky?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
Andy's mom.
Good to know.
The good first one was like the dark horror one.
Pre-60 shows on your list.
We have one
our
coming up
first
very
one-
One's coming up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our first
very
one's
soon
coming
now.
up in a
Yeah,
couple
what
weeks.
next week? Oh,
2
2
weeks.
weeks.
No, 2 weeks.
Week and a half. A week and a half from now.
A week and 3/4. A week and 3/4, fella.
That'll be our first pre-60s. To give you a hint, it was like the innovator of the 3-camera sitcom. or to give you an even bigger hint, Ferg saying the jingle.
You pointed it out. It's your fault.
But yeah, no, we have we try to do that too, just kind of space out all different areas. We don't want to do be too heavy in any particular area. But yeah, you know what? I think at this point, we've been here for a long time. We thank you guys for being here this whole time. We just hit the 2-hour mark on our live, so I think that's a really good cutting point.
It's amazing, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so
Earl,
much.
you got it. Yeah, that's
Huge turnout.
9
We
days
love
from
it.
now it'll come out. And but thanks, guys. Again, go to S1E1pod.com. That's where you can find all the links to where you can listen to us, all our social medias, now including a merch site. So go over there, buy a t-shirt or a hoodie or anything like that.
Buy my book. Buy my book.
T-shirt.
I think as soon as we sell our first 50 shirts, we can expand our Google Drive space, which we desperately need. So
yes, we
so
do.
Go over there and buy up some shirts. We'd really appreciate that. And,
Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming on and for being so engaged with us. It's it's huge.
we do want to do more of these. We said it the first time. We want to do it more often. It was a year ago until we did another. It's just about spacing and finding the right times and scheduling and all that stuff. But again, thanks for everyone who's been here this whole time. We'll catch you again every Thursday, new episode. So keep listening. Please spread the word. That's, we don't have any real advertising. So that's all we can really hope for is that you guys kind of tell your friends if you enjoy what we're doing and just organically growing. And it's been pretty cool watching that happen over the last 3 years. So thanks, guys. We'll catch you Thursday when we have another new episode out. So see you then. Thanks. DM us.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
I think we got the best live show